to this episode of Casual Sports Report. I'm Matt Morrison.
I'm Mike Wolfgang.
And I'm Alek Koberna. Make sure to check us out on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify, Anchor, anywhere at Casual Sports Report.
Well, we're going to jump right on into things here. We're going to start off with the Stanley Cup Finals. We got the Dallas Stars versus the Tampa Bay Lightning. As of right now, Dallas leads the series 1-0. Game 2 is tonight at 8. It's still very early in the series, so we're going to see some exciting things, some disappointing things.
Yeah, it's just beginning. You got some more stuff to unfold here.
Yeah.
So what, you said we're going into Game 2 here, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you watched Game 1.
Yes.
What did you see from the Dallas Stars as they took that? What do you think moving forward?
They had a lot of speed coming out. They had a quick hand with that puck. They scored 4 goals. They won 4 games to 1. The goalie, Anton Hudobin, they call him Dobby.
They call him Dobby, yeah. 5'11".
He stopped 35 of 36 shots.
That's impressive.
Yes, it is.
Very impressive.
He has 596 saved goals this postseason. And here's something interesting for everybody. At 5'11", he is considered too short to play in the NHL. And he's out here balling out with Andrei Vasilevsky, who allowed 3 goals on 19 shots in Saturday's loss.
Do you think that height matters?
No, I do not think. Obviously, he showed.
I think maybe a little bit for goalie, though. Because
goalie,
you are trying to cover that entire area.
He has showed that he can keep up with everybody.
If you can do it at the height, if at your build, if you can do it, why not? Why can't you play at that point?
I compared him to Andrei Vasilevsky, who's one of the best goaltenders in this game. Vasilevsky's 14-6 this postseason with 559 saved goals in this postseason. And Khudobin is 13-6 this postseason, and he has saved 596 goals. So
that's impressive. So, are you still sticking with the Dallas Stars going into Game 2?
Yes, I am sticking with Dallas. I think they have a little bit of edge. They knocked off Las Vegas, and everybody expected Vegas to be in the matchup.
I believe, like last show we had last week. I don't know if this matchup was set yet. I know you said you liked the Dallas Stars going in wherever they played.
I remember saying last week that it's most likely going to be Dallas versus Tampa Bay.
But I don't know if it was set yet. But you like Dallas going in?
Yeah, I did. I do.
And you still like them, obviously, going from here.
Yes. They gotta keep Tampa Bay on a tight leash. We know Tampa can score. Tampa can score, but
some of the best shooters in the league.
Here's the thing: Vasilevsky's good, but if you get him early, he is gonna crack under pressure. If you score a goal quick, that's it. It's just like a pitcher in baseball.
If you get to that pitcher early, they're gonna have to take him out by the 3rd or 4th inning, and you start eating up the bullpen.
This isn't the case. Vasilevsky has to stay in the whole game.
Right.
Pretty much.
If you get inside that goalie's head early, we've seen a lot of times, that goalie will give up 4 or 5 goals.
Yeah. I want to talk about the scoring leaders leading the way. Now, this side is totally mismatched. It's totally lopsided. Tyler Seguin for Dallas has 50 points, 17 goals, and 33 assists. And that assists is where it's been credible because everybody else scores around him. He makes everybody else good around him. But then for Tampa Bay, they have Nikita Kucherov, who has 85 points, 33 goals, and 52 assists. So that's what I'm saying. Tampa Bay, they're aggressive. They're also fast. They've been here before. So
you got to keep them at bay because they can. Yeah. As we can see, they can score.
Dallas is the underdog here.
Right.
So they gotta come in. They gotta play fluently every game. They can't no mistakes.
That's true for every league in the finals. Once you get to the finals, you can't make
the margin for error is so small.
There's no room for error.
Especially in a game that's fast-paced and intense as hockey.
If you blink, that goal
is small.
And if you blink, you're going to miss something.
And you pretty much have to replicate, like in this case with the Stars, they pretty much have to replicate how they played in the first game.
Yes,
they do. So hard to do.
It's hard to do. They
pretty much have to mirror everything they've been doing in this playoffs.
Right.
They've been taking down big teams.
But they've made it into this far into the playoffs. We know they can't do that. They can replicate these performances. That's what we saw in Game 1.
They proved to us that they can go in and beat quality teams. They beat Vegas. I mean, they beat a couple other big. I think they beat Colorado, who's another high seed.
Right.
I think. But it's. I mean, Tampa Bay is heavily favored, and I think their record was like 50 wins and like maybe I don't know how many losses in the shortened season, but the Dallas had a very they were close to their win and loss column.
How about this? If Dallas goes up 2-0, do you think Tampa Bay can still come back and take the series?
I think they have the opportunity to come back and take the series.
You think they're very capable of doing that?
Oh, yeah.
Because
they come back from 3-1.
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah.
They did against Columbus.
Yeah.
Were they down 3-1?
No. They destroyed Columbus. Columbus did other stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
Before that was impressive.
But this Stanley Cup should be one of it's going to be unique this year with everything going on.
It will be the first conference or league that claims a title this year, right? NHL will finish before everything else.
Yeah, because they'll finish before
So
basketball.
this will be the first finale.
Baseball hasn't started their playoffs yet. So.
Right.
Yeah.
This will be the first champion crown of the coronavirus season.
Yeah.
Wondering how those, going to the business side of this, how do the ratings start looking?
Yeah.
Other leagues are going to start looking at those numbers. All right, maybe NHL doesn't do fantastic with numbers. What are we going to do once it comes time for us, especially NBA now is in the conference finals.
I think
we know that their ratings have been slipping. What do you try going into these finals, depending on how the NHL does for numbers?
Right.
I think they set up everything on purpose where every sport, I mean, even NASCAR, everything's in the playoffs right now.
Yeah.
I mean, NASCAR.
Everything's competing for that top spot in the ratings right now.
Yeah.
And so far, NFL's destroying everybody.
NFL's destroying it.
Because it's back and everybody wanted football back.
Right. Everybody wanted football. Right. And, I mean, they stated their schedule. This is where they fit in.
Yeah.
You know, this is where their time slots are worse, and everybody else is trying to fit into those other networks on those time slots.
Because as you're saying, I mean, hockey and basketball, like, they'd be getting ready to start a new season in a couple weeks.
We'd be at the NBA draft and other stuff, which actually NBA draft would have already happened.
Yeah. I think they pushed back in November, correct?
Yeah, date's still not official, but I believe it's November 16th, November 24th in that area.
Something like that,
And then unofficial start time for the NBA, I think they said we're saying late December, early January.
I mean, that's what I said going in. I thought that would kind of be the time frame with it because, I mean, that's how it was when they had that lockout season a few years ago. So that's kind of how everybody thought it would fall into place.
Yeah.
But,
it'll be interesting to see. Do we go with another short season on the back end of this because they don't have as long to rest? Or are they going to go with a full 82-game season? And then they'll just go with the December timeline every year from now on.
Pretty much be playing, catch up or just keep it the way it is.
I mean, I'm guessing every week now, every year they're going to have to move it up like a week or two or whatever.
Well, to be honest, in my opinion,
if they were liking it that way in the ratings.
I don't want to get too sidetracked, but that's how I always kind of viewed it. Like, I always kind of said, like, basketball didn't start until the Christmas Day games. Like, the real regular season. Because that's just kind of how it feels. That's
when, like, season. All of football is over.
Yeah.
Basketball, we got Christmas Day. Games finally start to matter. I mean, those first 20 games or so in the NBA season don't really matter all that much.
That's how I always
that's how you tell, okay, is this team legit this year? Or are they going to struggle? Yeah. But then again, we saw, like, the Cavs 2 years ago. First, 19 games, they had a winning record, and then they won, 5 more games after that for the whole season.
Yeah. Yeah, they won an epic slide there. But,
Epic.
So speaking of NBA, that's pretty much all we have for the NHL. But you want to jump right on to the NBA, Alek?
Let's go to the NBA. Let's save the playoffs. I want to talk about some other stuff first.
Okay.
So Giannis Antetokounmpo was named the MVP. He's now one of 3 guys to win the Defensive Player of the Year award and the MVP in the same year. The other 2, Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon.
It's an elite company he's in.
That is an elite category. Obviously, there were some question marks about him winning Defensive Player of the Year when guys like
LeBron.
No, not LeBron. This is Defensive Player of the Year.
Defensive Player.
Anthony Davis was in the running. Rudy Gobert shut down the league for months.
Literally.
Even guys like Andre Drummond were really high in a lot of categories. And then I think one of Giannis's, I don't remember exactly which one, but he was like 105th in one of the defensive categories. And somehow he wins the award. So the controversy there. And then a lot of people have been arguing he shouldn't have won MVP. LeBron James was robbed.
But everybody's always saying LeBron James was robbed.
Right. I believe this is the 4th time he's finished 2nd place in the MVP voting. This year he got 16 first place votes out of like the 120 people.
The only true time I believe he was robbed, I think it was 2016 when they won where he lost to Harden.
Yeah, the one where he lost to Harden, I think LeBron should have.
Because he literally dragged that team to the finals with nothing.
Yeah.
Well, I know playoffs doesn't always matter, but
the playoffs doesn't get considered into the MVP. Yeah. Well, that's a question we have going forward. Yeah. Do we start making the playoffs matter? Because Giannis got eliminated before the conference finals. He got eliminated in the 2nd round. Should we start factoring in playoff performances into the MVP title?
I think so. I really think so.
I mean, if we're not crowning the award until like the week before the finals, why not? Why not just push it back another 2 weeks?
Yeah.
Push it back another 2 weeks. Push back the voting, and just let's make these finals matter for the MVP.
Well, I mean,
because if you're good during the season, that's great. But if you don't show up in the playoffs, how are you the most valuable player to your team if you're not the most valuable in the entire season?
Say you're a voter here, and okay, so Giannis played good, but they obviously didn't get far because it proved that he didn't have as much help as he should have.
Yeah,
so if the guy balls out and they don't go far because the lack of production from the sporting cast,
well, then his numbers are still there.
Well, are you basing off numbers or how far a team goes in the playoffs?
I think you have to factor in everything. I mean, that's what they do when it comes to your regular season voting. It's like they normally go for the team that has the better record, and the best player on the best team is normally getting the award. That's why we saw James Harden win that award, because he was the best player on the best team.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why LeBron hasn't always won it, because he's the best player on the worst team.
Yeah,
a lot of times.
Yeah.
I mean, because when we're talking about, he carried a lot of those Cavs teams. Not necessarily with
just a couple, not a whole lot, but.
His first
stint, yeah, definitely.
He carried all of those teams, and then after Kyrie
Yeah.
left and Cleveland,
Just that 1 year.
That year carried that team to the finals, and then they got destroyed.
When it went in 2000,
but his numbers were still there in that final series.
When it went in like 2007, that was like probably the worst team to make the finals.
Right. I mean, if you're consistent with your scoring and your efficiency ratings in the playoffs,
then you're gonna be okay.
Then you're fine, even if you don't make it. Because if you still show up the same way you did or better than you did in the regular season, and you're finalists for the MVP. I mean, we can say our finalists for the MVPs named at the playoff mark, and going to the playoffs. Which of those 3 guys performed the better? Factor that in.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a way to do it. I mean, that kind of diminishes if you don't make the playoffs. It becomes an interesting conversation that I think the NBA needs to start having.
Well, I
think a lot of people are getting very frustrated with the current system. Like, we have 130 people that vote for every award. There was one NBA analyst that got a lot of hate last week because she forgot to put Anthony Davis's name on any of the all NBA teams.
Yeah, I mean,
there was a lot of stuff on Twitter that we won't get into because it was just
brutal,
dumb. It was very dumb. The whole thing, like, she made a mistake. Oh well.
It happens. Everybody does it.
It's sports. I'm sorry if I had to try and find all NBA for 3 different teams, offensive, defensive, all this nonsense, I'd probably end up forgetting something too. Anthony Davis is kind of a weird one to forget.
Right, because he's has such a well-known name. But
right, but I mean, it happens to all of us. I think we've been sitting here and forgot Russell Wilson's name.
Oh, gosh.
Or we accidentally call him Russell Westbrook. It happens. But people were arguing LeBron should have won the award. I think those people are idiots. I'm coming straight out and saying it, and I don't like it.
All right, go ahead.
Go ahead. Spill.
All right. So, which side of this are you guys on? Should LeBron have won it?
I want to hear your side first.
Well, I'm kind of middle of the road.
Okay. Go ahead.
I mean, Giannis deserves it, but we can make the argument LeBron gets it every year. I mean, we always say that. But
yeah, he doesn't know, and that's... I think they give it to somebody because I think they always make LeBron second. I think they give it to somebody else because they truly believe that LeBron could win this every year, and it wouldn't be fair.
Just
they give it to somebody different every year. How many has he won? He should have like
4,
every
I think,
one.
right?
Just 4.
And Giannis now has 2 back-to-back.
Just because I can't remember, who was the third candidate?
James Harden.
I mean,
Giannis
deserved it. I mean, I'm not just gonna say he shouldn't have it, but I don't think between the two you can go wrong. That's why I'm kind of middle of the road.
All right.
But
so for the people saying LeBron James was robbed, first off, LeBron, didn't even have the most points per game or rebounds on his team, nor did he have the best field goal percentage on his team. He didn't have the highest player efficiency rating on his team. That's just for his team, right? Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis beat him in every category.
And Davis wasn't even considered for the
yeah, that's a good point.
LeBron only had assists. That's what everybody was freaking out about. He led the league in assists. Any other player scores 25 points per game, 8 rebounds, and 10 assists. You're saying, oh, nice season.
Yeah.
There's no MVP talk.
Right.
Giannis Antetokounmpo, 29.5 points per game, so an extra 4 per game. Then 13.6 rebounds per game, so he was getting 5 more rebounds. What happens here is 5.6 assists per game versus the 10.2. That's where the discrepancy. Giannis only had a 5.6 because of the way he's running the offense. But Giannis he was 6% better from field goal. Giannis was 55. LeBron was 49. From 3-point, we know neither one of these guys are 3-point shooters. There's only 4% difference. 30% from Giannis, 34% from LeBron. Then free throws, Giannis was 63, LeBron 69, both subpar. You don't really put these into effect. Then we get to player efficiency rating. The one stat that gets boiled down, how efficient were you on the floor?
Right. When you're on
Giannis, 31.9. Great. I believe above 30 is considered above, you're at the top of the league. You're up there.
Above that point, yeah.
Right. Above 30 is great. LeBron James, 25.5. Oh. So 6, and people don't understand, that is, to go from 25 to 31 is actually a huge step in the way that these numbers are put together for player efficiency rating. There's a whole system that it goes through. So, LeBron James really wasn't anywhere close to Giannis' stats. Think an extra 4 points per game, 82 games. We're talking 200 plus more points for Giannis. And not to mention 6 more rebounds per game times the 82 games. We're talking 400 more rebounds. It's only the assist category that we're giving this advantage to LeBron. So that's just statistically. Also statistically, LeBron James wasn't even the... if you want to go someone that's great at passing and you want to give him the MVP, Luka Doncic. More points.
As we talked about.
More rebounds. Just a little bit under his assist. He had better field goal percentage. Better 3-point percentage.
What about his the court efficiency we were talking about?
I didn't grab Luka's player efficiency rating, but I know it's right around the same as LeBron's, I believe.
Okay.
So why was LeBron even in this conversation? Because he had 10.2 assists in his 16th season? Is that what we're putting value on? He can pass the ball to AD every time?
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I think the reason why people are in such an uproar about it is because the lack of first place votes he got. Yeah, after what you just said, you're right.
How many he got?
16.
Yeah, 16.
Giannis had like 102.
Yeah.
Okay, here, LeBron. If you want more votes, go score more points. That's what this league is based on.
If I was LeBron, I'd be like, go ahead, have that little award. I'm going to get, the big award. I'm going to get that big
that's how he
final
normally
trophy.
is.
Yeah.
LeBron's chasing greatness with MJ. Who cares about MVPs?
Who cares about MVP?
MVPs these days mean nothing.
He's already got 4 of them.
Right.
How
like
many
you said,
you know what
MVP
matters?
to get one.
Finals MVP.
That's it. That's what I would say.
Finals MVP is greater than the regular season.
That's like the years Steph won it unanimously. When the year the Cavs won, and then when the Cavs won the finals, LeBron won Finals MVP unanimously.
Right.
That's all I care about.
Yeah. And every time the Warriors won, Steph was never one of the MVPs.
Yeah.
Right.
First year it was Iguodala, and then
for locking down LeBron, man, he got that 29 point average triple double, really locked him down there.
The last 2 were KD.
Right.
But that's what I always say. I regular season MVPs are nice, but Finals MVPs count more. It means you have the ring and you have a Finals MVP.
LeBron, you don't like the fact you only got 16 votes? Next season, 1, score more points. That's what this league's based on. 2, go prove him wrong. Go win an NBA title and say, I'm still the best. Start out scoring your own teammate. Because Anthony Davis is serving you up game after game and saying, hey, I'm here. I'm dominating the Lakers. Why am I not getting the talk? Right now, Anthony Davis is walking the walk. You're just talking the talk.
Yeah, and he's also going to take your number.
Yeah, next season they're still switching 23. LeBron will be 6.
Forgot about
that.
Yeah,
people forgot about that. Like, they're still changing.
Mm-hmm. So LeBron, start showing up. Put the hammer down. You did good in Game 2 against the Nuggets.
Well, you know what? I hate to
But
bring this
your
into
Game
it.
1 was only 15 points.
I hate to bring this
We
into
were
it,
making
but-
fun of Paul George for scoring 15
But
points.
LeBron,
yeah.
Why are
in
we
Game
putting
1,
the same thing on LeBron?
LeBron
If
in
LeBron
Game 1
can't
is
score
always
points,
bad.
Because they're up 2-0 right now.
LeBron in Game 1 is always bad. Game 2, he's
Okay,
so
then we need to start criticizing him for not showing up in Game 1. I'm a LeBron fan. I love LeBron.
Listen,
I have been on LeBron for the past 15, 16 years. I have been one of his top fans. I've always loved LeBron.
Oh, yeah, me too.
That's why I'm criticizing him. That's why I'm getting on him so hard. Because we know he should be great. We know he needs to be putting up these numbers, and he's not doing it. We're waiting for the greatness. We're waiting for him to have his Michael Jordan flu game. And what does he keep not doing? Any of that. You know, we keep calling him great, but we're waiting for that great moment.
Well, you know what?
Great moment was a block
I know we
from a
always.
player that we don't consider defensive. Then Kyrie hits the shot and wins the game. Miami Heat, one of his greatest seasons of all time. He misses the three. Granted, he brought them back. He brought them back from, I think, like 20 points down. He scored 19 points in that fourth quarter to bring back that Miami Heat team. Ray Allen hits the shot and sends them to overtime.
I mean,
LeBron has had great moments. I'm not discrediting him whatsoever.
But you're talking
But
about
where are we
the
seeing
block
him
is
season 16?
definitely
you're talking
the
about
best
like
one.
moments like MJ
he
had in
definitely
finals or
got
Eastern
it
Conference
in-
finals. Like he
Right.
doesn't. I mean, he has like good moments, but not like
What is
not
LeBron's signature moment? The block.
He's definitely
Not like
capable.
MJ's layup when he flip hands or like
He's
he doesn't
definitely
have that moment shooting
capable.
over the
or the
Cavs.
shoulder shrug.
Right, he doesn't have the shot.
Yeah.
In Cleveland.
He's definitely capable of doing this. You remember a couple
We
years
know he
ago,
can do it. He did the shot. He
Yeah,
had the one against
Wizards.
the Raptors.
Remember he did it against the Wizards?
Yeah, had one. I mean, we keep seeing him, especially in regular season, just
Yeah.
going, I'm the king.
I remember
Where is he in the
first
finals?
season
Why
he
don't we
came
see
back.
this in the finals?
First season he came back against the Bulls. LeBron James. You know,
I mean, yeah, but he's had
it's a game winner.
We know he can shoot it, but why doesn't he shoot it in the finals?
in the finals,
Yeah.
right?
Where's
It's all
his
about
finals
finals.
moment? In football, we're talking about the Heisman moment, right?
Yeah.
What was your Heisman moment? What was your crowning moment? What are we remembering you for this season? The fact that you had a triple double in the finals? Cool.
Cool.
I mean,
Everybody
win the
does
ring?
that.
Did you win the ring?
no.
No.
Because 3 and 6 says he didn't.
Yeah.
A triple double is great now. I think has second most triple doubles or first most in finals history. What is that giving him?
I mean,
Stop passing the ball. Go put it in the hoop yourself. That's what MJ did. That's what Kobe did. That's what the greats did. That's how they won.
no, and I agree. And you talk about the block. I mean, that's pretty much his only like signature moment. I mean,
Yeah.
it was a good one. I'm not saying it wasn't. It
It's
won the
great.
championship, but I'm just saying
Blocked
like
by James.
MJ has like
That's a block by James.
Right.
Everybody loves hearing that, but I want to hear. And I shot me from downtown.
That's what we're waiting on.
LeBron
The
James.
king from half court.
that's what we're waiting on.
Right, we're waiting for,
But
from
the thing
we're
about
waiting
MJ
for that crown to
LeBron
lower. We're
James.
waiting for the goat horns to pop out.
We're waiting
They
to
haven't.
hear. We're waiting to hear. LeBron James drains a 30-footer.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or LeBron James
Yeah.
throws the hammer down at the buzzer or something.
Yeah.
Give me that signature
I mean,
moment.
like we brought up-
Because he keeps saying, I'm the GOAT. I want to be the greatest. That's what I'm striving for. Go out there and prove it.
But and that's another problem I have. I mean, he's like calling himself the GOAT. Like, okay, you might think you are, but like just keep going out there and proving that you are.
Right.
Don't talk about it.
Because
Just
the
do
minute
it.
you start getting 15-point triple doubles and you keep calling yourself the GOAT, or just like, oh man, we're here to win a championship. Like, your team is, you're not.
Like,
You're
I want
playing like 6th man of the year, Lou Will.
I
Lou
don't want
Will's
to get
going out there and averaging 20 points a game.
off the bench.
Off the bench. You're the king. You're supposed to be the GOAT. You're supposed to be the league. This is supposed to be your league. And you're getting shown up by your own teammate.
I don't
This
wanna
is
bring
supposed to be the LeBron show.
Right.
Yeah, right.
This isn't the Anthony Davis show.
No.
I mean, he was just a piece that LeBron needed. I mean, a big piece, obviously. But
Yeah.
LeBron was a guy. It shouldn't be Davis that we're talking about.
Right.
I mean,
We shouldn't be saying, game
Or
two.
Dwight-
Game
or
2,
Dwight
Anthony
Howard.
Davis hits a 3-point buzzer beater to beat the Nuggets. Not LeBron. Where was LeBron in that play?
Dwight Howard probably had more involvement than LeBron.
on that play.
Game 2, LeBron did good. LeBron had plenty of points in that game. But he still had less points than Anthony Davis. LeBron had 26, AD had 31. I'm sorry, LeBron, you need to go out there and be scoring 30 points a game. Go get yours.
I don't want to get into the whole MJ LeBron debate. So you can make a whole show on that.
Right.
But I'm just saying, like MJ, you can go on and on with his great moments in finals, game rounds, or conference finals
6-0.
rounds. or any
He has
playoff
6
round.
finals you can choose
That's
from.
and I don't want to bring that in. Like I'm not using that as an argument to say who's better, who's not. But he is 6-0 in the finals.
We're not arguing who's the GOAT right now. We're arguing, or not. We're not arguing. We're saying
It's
if
just a
LeBron
fact.
wants to be there, if he wants to stay in that conversation, he's got to prove it. He's got to prove that he still belongs. You're 16. You know, you have a losing record in the finals. If you want to stay in the talks, one of the greatest of all time. I mean, he arguably is one of the greatest.
Oh, he is.
9 finals appearances is impressive on its own, but you got to get 4.
And 8 in a row. What was it? 8 in a row?
Yeah. Yeah, it was 8 in a row, and then it would have been 9 if they had made it last year.
But they didn't even get in the
But they
playoffs.
didn't.
Right, because
Yeah,
LeBron went out with that injury, sidelined this season.
But the thing with like MJ has again 6-0 in the finals. Like he has 6 rings. LeBron has just as many losses as MJ has wins.
Right.
And like
Just
we talk
imagine
about all the
if
great
LeBron was
moments.
8-0.
They
Imagine
didn't
if
even
it
put it to
was
bed.
It'd
Imagine
be
if it was 9-0.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? A player go 9-0 in the finals? They'd be too shy
I'm
of
looking
Bill
to add
Russell.
another one to it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know, but I'm just saying, if he wants to stay in these talks of one of the greatest, if he wants to put his name into immortality more than it already has been, especially in Cleveland, he's got to go out there and he's got to put up 60 points.
Yeah.
He has to go show, I'm the king. I don't need Anthony Davis.
I mean,
Back in the day, Larry Bird and Kevin McHale were dropping 60-point
Yeah.
games like nothing.
We see guys come out. I mean, we just saw Jamal Murray and Donovan Mitchell scored 50-plus points on the Nuggets. LeBron scored 15 in Game 1.
That's
Where's your
absurd.
crown,
I mean,
It's
LeBron?
absurd.
LeBron left his crown back in L.A.
LeBron's given us so much. That's just what we're waiting for.
Right.
I mean,
We're
that's
expecting
all.
greatness.
That's all
We're
we have to
getting-
see.
We're expecting greatness from him because we know he can do it. When he's not showing up, when he doesn't give us greatness, we're disappointed.
Yeah.
When he plays average, we know he's better than average. That's why he gets criticized so much more when he plays average. And I mean, Anthony Davis scores 15, it's okay, whatever.
Yeah.
When LeBron scores 15, it's you need to start showing up.
I know.
This is your team. This is your league.
It's all on
Put the
his
crown
shoulders.
back on, kid.
It's all on his shoulders.
Right.
And he's
Just a
got
kid
to
from
accept-
Akron?
Yeah.
Nah, you're not a kid from Akron anymore.
No.
You're in Los Angeles.
No.
You're a perennial superstar.
You're playing where Magic did it for years, and
Right.
you're playing where Kobe did it for years, and Shaq,
Right.
And Jerry West and Kareem.
Jerry
all
Jerry,
West,
that.
and
Kareem.
Kareem.
You're in a legendary city now.
And they're expecting you. If you
Yeah.
don't win a championship, it doesn't matter to them.
Right.
No.
In Cleveland, the state was watching you. Maybe the nation. Los Angeles, it's the world.
Yeah.
You have the weight of the world on your shoulders now. How do you respond? Year 1, he got injured. Question marks pop up. Year 16, is he still going to be LeBron? How, are we seeing a regression? I'd go so far as saying these playoffs we have. LeBron,
I was gonna get it out
LeBron
next.
doesn't look like LeBron's of the past in the playoffs. He goes 0 dark 30s, what he calls it, Turns off social media, goes dark, focuses on the game, and dominates. This year he's been very active on social media.
I was going to ask you
and
that
has
next.
been outspoken on everything. Granted, this is a different time we're talking about, and all the things going on in the NBA and how vocal they have been.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I don't know if this is affecting his mentality, because he's not playing like the king of old.
Well, that's where I was gonna go. I mean, I know this season's been weird, with all the coronavirus stuff. But like, do you think it's starting to catch up to him that he's the age?
I mean, look at how many playoffs he's been in. Look how many extra games he's played in.
I know. I mean, we talked about
It's
the
got to be
straight
taking a
finals.
toll.
Right.
It's got to be taking a toll.
He's up there in games played and minutes played all the time,
Oh,
And like I said,
It has to hit him at some point, and 16 seasons in the
Tom
playoffs,
catches up
it
with
looks like it's in
and
everybody.
he's been doing it at a high level for so long. I mean, it's gonna hit you at some point. And
Time catches up with everybody. It's undefeated.
yeah, we know that.
Tom
Time is
gets
the
it.
only thing undefeated.
Yeah.
Although Tom Brady's trying to question that one a little bit.
It's not working.
Yeah, I mean, Vinatieri was balling out for a while there.
Yeah,
He's
like
what,
60.
83 now? All right, let's actually talk about the games now.
Let's get into
Yeah.
those.
Got that.
Out in the East, we got the Heat taking on the Celtics.
Ooh.
Right now, the Heat is leading 2-1. My Heat and 5 pick is looking pretty good right now. My dark horse candidate, baby.
You're
I
on
want
track for that.
What game 3 was a huge turnaround for the Celtics.
Yeah,
They needed
yeah.
this one. They had 4 guys score 20 points. 4 guys and 20-point scoring. They
Pretty
took
balanced.
the win in that one. That was game 3. Let me find it here. Where'd it go? I lost it. I'm blind. 117 to 106 against the Heat. Heat only had 2 guys above 20 points. Bam Adebayo at 27, and Tyler Hero, the kid, showed up at 22. Pretty
He's
impressive.
continuing. He's
He
continuing
continues,
to turn heads.
What about Iggy? How did he do that game?
Iguodala had a total of 0 points and 2
jeez.
rebounds.
Look, he's a show.
There
It
we
was
go.
2015 NBA Finals.
He shouldn't have won that Finals MVP.
No.
That's a different conversation.
Yeah, it
No.
is. But
Then-
he definitely really good.
Jaylen Brown was the leading scorer for the Celtics in that game. I've been high on that kid since he threw the
Oh,
poster
yeah.
on LeBron.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, now that kid's the real deal. I liked him. I've liked him since
Tatum
then.
threw one on LeBron too.
Yeah. But Jaylen Brown took over that series when they faced Cleveland.
They have good core with those 2 guys.
Yeah, they
So
did.
that's going back to
I don't want them to mess up this lineup too much. They got a lot of potential going into next season, even if they don't win this.
right.
Maybe go grab another piece. Kemba Walker put up 21. That's good. Maybe they need a different center. Daniel Tice, 8 points and 7 rebounds. I'm sorry, I need my center to do more.
Yeah.
When you're one of the only 7-footers out there, go get boards. What are you doing?
Crash
What's
the boards.
going on?
I don't care if you get 5
Put
points.
Taco
Give
in.
me 20. Give me 20 rebounds.
Yeah.
Put Taco in.
Right.
Has he played much in this round?
No.
Taco? I don't know if you.
Taco Fall. No, I don't believe he's played. He's just been
What
out there in a
about-
polo and khakis.
What
Some
about
really
the
large
kid from
khakis.
Purdue?
Rondale Moore. No, he's
No,
down
no.
in the G League.
No, not Rondell. That's football.
That is football. Carson Edwards.
Carson
Edwards, yeah.
He's in the G League.
He's forgot what
Rondale
we're
Moore's
talking
in the
about.
NBA now. What? What a turnaround. Then going into Game 4, this is going to be the most important game in the series so far. The Heat win, they go up 3-1. That's a hard hill to push back, especially against Jimmy B and his team so far. Most likely they'll take the series if they win this Game 4. It's a must-win for the Celtics. The Celtics don't show up, they're pretty much out. But if you make this a 2-2 series, we're talking about a completely different ballgame.
Yes.
Game 5, it's up for grabs.
When's that game?
Game 4 is going to be on Wednesday at 8:30 p.m.
Why the big break there?
Not 100% sure. They were off. Game 3 was on Saturday. They took off Monday and Tuesday and Sunday, so 3 days off there. Kind of weird. Don't know why. Especially because the Lakers and Nuggets played yesterday, and then they're going to play on Tuesday as well. So, what are you guys thinking for this Heat Celtics series?
I mean, we talked about
Your predictions look good.
Heat's red hot still. I know
They took a hard one in Game 3 there.
Celtics got a little bit back, which is good.
Momentum's in their corner right now.
Yeah.
With
But-
4 guys scoring 20 plus.
Momentum's a scary thing when you get it.
That it is.
It's scary.
What was my pick again? I
We
don't know if you have it.
You took Boston in 6. Matt, you took the Heat in 7.
I don't think Boston win in 6 now with how the series has played out so far, but they still can win the series. Either team can win the series.
If Boston ties the series up, I still say it goes to 7.
Are you still sticking with the Heat though?
Yeah.
I'm sticking with Heat in 5, baby. Let's go.
Right.
I'm repping it.
I said only if they tie it. Only if they tie it.
Your guys' predictions are looking better than mine, but
I mean, that's not to say Boston doesn't take these next 3 games. And
that's
take
very,
it
very
home.
hard to do, though. But
It is
not
very
saying
hard
you
to
can't
do.
do it, but
But if we look over to the West, the Nuggets have done it twice.
yeah.
They almost won that game.
They did. So if we move over to the West now, I think we've talked Celtics Heat enough.
Yeah.
Lakers Nuggets. Lakers are up 2-0. AD came up big in the Game 2 with the buzzer beater 3 to win it, 105-104. In Game 1, he had 37. LeBron had 15. Game 1, Jamal Murray and Jokic both had 21. Not great. Then we move over to Game 2. AD had 31. LeBron had 26. Jamal Murray with 25. And Jokic had 30. He put on a fantastic fourth quarter performance.
Yeah, he did.
I think he had 11 points in a row, just without anybody else scoring on the entire floor. It was fantastic. Game 3 is Tuesday. But we can't. I just wanted to say this real quick. We can't just brush off the Lakers beating the Nuggets. Like, they beat the Blazers. They were supposed to.
This is a good Nuggets team.
This is the good Nuggets team. They just beat the Clippers. The Clippers were the favorites to win it all. They beat them. They came back 3-1. They caught them sleeping.
And they're sneaky good. Like people don't expect Murray to go out there and drop his do what he's been doing. And
We're
I
not
would
expecting
expect
20
Jokic,
plus
but-
points from him. We're expecting
We
13 to
see
15.
3-1 again.
It's possible. I mean, a Game 3 win here, 2-1, and the Lakers take the next one. Wouldn't it be the most out there thing in the world?
No.
2 and 3 straight. That'd be unheard of.
Yeah,
Actually, it would be 100% unheard of because this is the first team to ever do it twice.
Oh wow.
No other team has ever had 2-3-1 comebacks in the same
Playoffs.
playoff.
Yeah.
So Lakers now up 2-0. Game 3 Tuesday night. What are we thinking here? Are we writing them off already? Is the Nuggets?
I'm not writing them off, but to go on the Lakers side, this is the time for LeBron to do what we just talked about. I mean, I know they're already up 2-0.
We know LeBron in Game 3s.
This is the time for them to make it 3-0, and it's hard to come back from 3-0. I know talk about 3-1, but 3-0 is more difficult. You got to win 4 straight.
You're right.
But
I think Lakers put the nail in the coffin if they win.
That's where I was going to go. Yeah.
I think so.
I mean, do you like them tomorrow night?
Tomorrow night, I want to say momentum's with the Nuggets right now, but
because
LeBron and AD have been smacking momentum in its face this whole time. Trailblazers walk in there, hot as you can be, took Game 1 in epic fashion. Then the Lakers were like, "Oh right, this is the playoffs." Smacked into the curb. Next series they came out. Lakers Rockets. Everyone's like, "Oh, this Rocket team is good." Game 1, Rockets like, "Hey, put some respect on our name." Then the Lakers like, "Oh right, it's playoffs." Smack them out to the curb, 4-1.
But the only thing with the Nuggets, so let's see how they respond, because losing on a buzzer beater, they're either going to come out ready to go, or they're going to come out still kind of thinking about how they lost the previous game.
I would expect a big first quarter.
I would too.
Nuggets. If they don't show up in the first quarter,
well, they have to.
So
it might be.
They're gonna get kicked to the curb like the other teams.
Get that weak stuff out of here.
Yep, you'll be out there with Dame and James Harden.
Right. And that's good company to be in.
Yeah.
But just not
in the playoffs. Good company to be in unless you're in the playoffs. They don't really do much there.
A lot of talent sitting on the bench or sitting in the stands.
On the couch. You're not allowed in the stands.
Yeah, right. Well, in this,
Kick them out to the hotel room.
What else
we got? Any more for? I think that's all for the NBA that I got there. I think we've just about talked these subjects to death. I mean, we're just gonna have to wait and see now.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm thinking. Let me look at the schedule moving ahead. Game 6 for the Lakers Nuggets would be on Monday, if they make it that far. Then Game 7 for Heat Celtics, if they make it that far, would be the Tuesday. So we'll know by next Monday what these series are turning out to be. So once we get to the next show and we go to film, we're going to know.
We'll have more for you to break it down.
All right. We will. Matt, you want to take the show back?
Yeah.
Can't hand you the reins back over there.
And as going forward, Alek Koberna will always get the NBA. He'll always talk the NBA because he presents it with an intense, what's that word? Mentality,
yeah.
Mentality. So you'll be hearing.
I've got the NBA for this.
If you're tired of him talking NBA, just stop watching.
Well, don't stop watching.
Well, just skip. And get on to the good part.
Or just hit mute, go to the bathroom, grab some popcorn, cook some dinner.
Get some popcorn.
Just tune back in once you see Matt talking.
So
we're just keep cooking.
Wait till Mike takes over.
So Mike, you're gonna share this with me here. He has some baseball stuff. I want to start off with Ron Gardenhire.
Oh, we're gonna go baseball, okay?
Yeah. Let's get into baseball and talk about that. We'll see the NFL from last. Ron Gardenhire having some health concerns, and he's not really sure that it's the best time to be managing, especially with the coronavirus going on. So he's stepping down. He's managed the Detroit Tigers for the past 2 years, from 18 to now, and but his big part of the Minnesota Twins, 2002 to 2014. He was also
won a couple division titles.
Yeah, he was also a coach on the World Series team in '91 with the Twins, and he played professionally for the Mets from '81 to '85. Mm-hmm. But mostly a big name in coaching. I'm not really the biggest fan of Detroit, but I really have so much respect for Ron Gardenhire. Probably one of the best managers in this game.
Right, he's done a lot, as we talked about the Twins. I mean, like I said, he had a couple division winners, and you talked about being on the World Series team.
Yes, I think it was a coach, something like that.
In the early 90s.
91 and 1. But I want to go on. I want to talk a little bit about the Indians. Not so much about their 8 losing streak.
Raise the slide they're on.
And I don't want to talk about that, but I want to talk about Terry Francona, who has also been having some.
Yeah, is there any news
problems.
on him?
No, there's no news. I mean, they say he's recovering, he's coming back, but don't be surprised if this is another manager with so much talent and accolades that we see stepping down.
Very well-known manager of the last couple decades.
Won a World Series couple with the Red Sox.
With the Red Sox. I mean, he got the Indians there. They couldn't finish the deal.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been on a good run since he's been there.
Yeah. So how much respect for both of these managers, and I hope especially for Franco and Gardenhire. I hope they don't, pass away.
And we'll have to see,
okay. We might have to cancel the show.
No, I'm not taking it that far.
But I hope they recover, and I hope I hope they go. I hope they get better.
Best wishes to them.
Best wishes.
I was gonna say our first show was the week Kobe Bryant died.
Yeah.
We didn't cancel the show. It doesn't really seem like we're gonna be canceling somebody. This isn't against anybody.
Kobe is absolutely a leader. What's the word? A mentor to everybody.
Yeah.
Everybody has looked up to Kobe in their times of being down.
And these two guys have done it for a lot of baseball players.
I mean, Terry Francona.
He's he's the cream of the crop for managers in Major League Baseball.
So.
But we got the playoffs starting pretty soon.
Yeah, we got the playoffs starting pretty soon.
Indians have 7 games left.
They have 7 games left to try to. I mean, they're in it right now, but they
got the wild card.
They got the White Sox. They got played. White Sox is clinched.
Twins have also clinched.
Yeah, so I got Dodgers, Padres, Rays, White Sox, Athletics, Twins, and Yankees. All
that
already
Padres team is still hanging it up. Man. How's Clevenger doing over there?
I haven't watched too much of
watched it.
I know they've been on ESPN a couple times. I've watched them.
I know former Cleveland Indian Trevor Bauer steaming up wearing a garbage can cleats. Who was that a reference to? That was to the Astros.
That was to the Astros.
Yeah.
The Asterix.
Yeah. There's some. I can call him so many names, but he was a good pitcher. Yeah. I mean,
Trevor Bauer's the real GOAT.
Yeah, he was. When he came down to it, he was good.
And he still
cocky, and he came out and did what he needed to do.
But sometimes you like that in a pitcher. Give me the ball, let me go out there. And
you like a pitcher that's a
Yeah.
I think he's one of the best athletes in all of Cincinnati.
Yeah.
That's not saying a
Did
whole
you
lot.
guys watch Game Day this week with Pat McAfee calling this the state of Cincinnati?
Yeah.
Oh, he did say that?
Yeah, he's calling it the state of Cincinnati. I about died. That was so funny.
I'm sure he got
Pat
some
McAfee, the real GOAT.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know who doesn't like Pat McAfee.
I love Pat.
The
WWE guy probably doesn't.
Oh yeah, I think it was Adam Cole.
Yeah, who cares?
The Pat McAfee show. He has a good radio show going. I mean, he's very energetic when he's.
Pat McAfee, if you're watching, come on to our show, or have us on your show.
Yeah, right. We'll send him a hat.
Yeah, we'll send him a hat.
But going more into baseball, talk about Yankees clinching so they clinched off the Mariners last Sunday.
Yeah. And
this is Yankees. They clinched their 22nd playoff berth in the last 26 years.
Yeah, that was a pretty
second place in the AL East at the moment.
Yeah, and that was a pretty interesting game, but we'll get to that.
22 times in 26 years. That's only 4 times in 26 years they missed.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
How many titles do they have in that span? Do you know?
Let's see, 26 years would have been 4?
Yeah.
I mean, they had 4 or 5 with Jeter, and then they had one.
Yeah.
In 09 with
they
Jeter
won a
too,
World Series.
It's probably 4 or 5 or
99. They won a World Series. I know that.
So what are we saying? 4?
4 or 5, something like that.
24 years.
Something like that.
I mean, the Red Sox
more than
too. The Red Sox had 15 years. They had 4 and 15, but.
I'm just saying. I think for 24 consecutive years, only 4 or 5 titles
for the Yankees too.
For the Yankees.
But I'm just talking about.
They should have twice that many for.
Well, for their standards, yeah. For their standards, obviously,
especially with their gun power. You got firepower.
There you go, firepower, gunpower. Yeah, firepower. There you go.
Guns, man.
But flexing on them.
Yeah.
But yeah, for their standards, obviously, you want to see more World Series titles and 22 appearances in 26 years. But like if it was my team or even Indians, like you'd kill for that to happen just to get in. But
so the Indians would probably
I would too.
The Indians would be like a 7 seed and go in and play a 1 seed, which would be who? Oakland or somebody.
They'd probably play like Oakland or maybe the White Sox or somebody or Twins.
I think they'd end up facing whoever wins Twins White Sox.
We were 2 seed.
I think right now
that's normally how the wild card works.
So we play a team that we've played all year and that we know.
Pretty much, yeah.
I think right now, I saw.
So there's a shot.
They'd probably be playing the White Sox right now.
Most likely.
That I saw earlier. I don't know if that's if it's changed the last day or two. But,
yeah.
So there's a couple like key races that are going on and going to the AL Central. The White Sox and Twins are both in the postseason already, so they have nothing to worry about in terms of all they have to worry about is their seeding.
How many games do the Indians have to clinch? You know, anybody know?
I don't know offhand. I don't know what their matching numbers are.
They're going to be really close. Let's see here. Let me look at all the third place teams.
But
looks like the closest team in third place would be the Blue Jays, who have 27 wins. Indians have 29 with 7 games left. Left. They probably need.
They probably need to
3 or 4.
Yeah, that's all.
To clinch.
Yeah.
If they sweep the White Sox.
Because they'll get the wild card with the Blue Jays.
So finish up. I know they got the White Sox and they got your team, like the Pirates, to finish up the season.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always had bad luck against that Pittsburgh team.
They should be 3 easy wins against them.
Yeah, but they've always had bad luck against Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
They've never beaten Pittsburgh. I don't know why.
It might be
it's a Pittsburgh-Cleveland thing going on.
Well, the last series they played early in the year, they did sweep them. But, past series and other years they're talking about, they've always been close. But, yeah, I mean, the Pirates are just playing for draft picks now. Their draft seeding. I think right now they have the number 1 pick. Which
this series is, or this MLB playoffs is just a whole,
Hey, but moving into the playoffs, we're not going to see that dumb guy on second and extra innings rule.
Oh, good.
Thank God. That one's finally gone.
Good.
Once we hit the 7 more games.
I wasn't a fan of it at all.
It's going to go bye-bye.
I think we talked about it earlier,
but this whole season is, I mean, I'm not saying in the toilet, but
I think
it's
we may have made a show on it.
Oh yeah, the
MLB is dead.
Oh yeah,
I believe is what we titled it. You should go check it out. Hear what we have to say on that one.
Yeah. So yeah, going back to the division I was talking about. So the first place White Sox lost Sunday, and the Twins win, close the gap to 2 games. So I mean, we're just waiting to see who's going to win that division. Obviously it's down to the White Sox and Twins, but I mean, who do you guys like to take that division? I mean, both teams are kind of neck and neck.
The Twins and the White Sox.
Yeah. I mean, the White Sox definitely surprising.
I think the White Sox have the edge.
The Sox have been more consistent. I mean, we saw the Twins; they went on their losing streak, much like the Indians are right now.
Yeah. Just the Indians took it in a bad time.
I mean, the Indians were on one.
The Indians took it at probably the worst part you can, right before the playoffs. Yeah. And then, who are your favorites to go to the World Series at this point? I mean, the NL is pretty much wide open. Besides that NL West,
I'm not sure because, like I said, the teams I just listed, I think there's about 7 of them that already punched their ticket to the playoffs. There's only 2 National League teams, so I mean, a bunch of National League teams are still fighting to even get in or where it's going to end up. But I mean, you got to go with the Dodgers. I mean, they are the favorite. But
didn't we say this a couple weeks ago?
I think we did talk about it.
I think Dodgers, Tampa Bay. I think
I liked Atlanta.
I think I might have said Oakland. I don't know.
I don't remember what mine was, but I mean, as we're looking at it now, I mean, obviously you got to give the hand to the Dodgers. I mean, they're top in the National League by like a couple games, so I mean, you got to look at
right. So I think at National League is pretty much Dodgers favorites, but the AL is more wide open. We're talking about favorite to win that because there's a lot of teams right near each other. I mean, look at all 3 division leaders: 33 wins, 34 wins, and 35 wins. I mean, that's a very small margin.
I mean, we talk about the American League teams that already got in: the Rays, White Sox, A's, Twins, and Yankees. I mean, all those teams go to the World Series. I mean, it's just pick your poison, I guess, with those teams because I mean, the Rays, nobody talks about them for how good they are. The White Sox, nobody thought they'd be good.
Ultimately, I think it's all up for grabs this year because now they have that 3rd wild card, and those teams are looking to upset people. It's just like the NHL playoffs. I mean, nobody expected the Islanders to be in that conference final.
Yeah.
They were a 6th seed. I mean, and everybody thought Pittsburgh was going to get in. They lost.
I mean, we're seeing that with every sport. I mean, nobody thought the Clippers would lose in the first round in basketball, but I mean, we're seeing that's a common theme with all these playoffs. That we're not going to know what we're going to expect or what's going to happen.
Yeah. Expect the unexpected. That's all I have to say. I mean, it could go anywhere. Any team that gets in could get it.
Well, that's often in baseball too. I mean, even before, when it was just 5 teams for each league. I mean, anybody can win. I mean, we saw with the Giants and Royals a couple years ago, and I think the year before Kansas City won, it was that they were 2 wild cards.
Even last year at Washington.
Yeah. They were wild cards.
They were a wild card team. Yeah.
Well, the season is going to wrap up here next Sunday. Next Sunday is the final game of the regular season. Final game is going to be at 3:15. It's the Brewers and the Cardinals. That's the final game of this year's regular season. Then the wild card is going to start Tuesday after the show. So next show, everything's going to be set.
Yeah.
We're going to know who's in. We're going to make our predictions.
Yep.
We're going to talk all these games. Whoever wants to lead that, it's going to... We got a lot to talk about next week.
Yeah, we're gonna have to see who go wins. I mean, we talked about I have some stuff on the Brewers here. I mean, they've gone a recent surge, so they're in wild card position. I mean, they're still. I mean, the Giants, they're also half a game back to get in. So I mean, we're gonna see who gets in here in the next week or two.
It's gonna be for all these teams that are fighting for those last few spots. It's gonna be an exciting week. This is not the time to go cold. You gotta get hot. You gotta start heating up. You got the playoffs right there. Avoiding injuries is gonna be huge going down the stretch. I mean, this is where you put it all on the table.
If the Indians, this is the only thing the Indians need to do to succeed, okay? Hit the ball!
It's not hard.
It's not hard!
I mean, it's pretty hard.
Well, it's hard, but I'm just
pitching.
saying, that's obviously the game.
You think for saving facing the same 20 or so pitchers all season, they know how to hit a little bit better off of those guys.
That's the main... Their pitching is great, but their hitting is garbage.
I mean, especially when we're talking about Francisco Lindor wanting $30-40 million coming out here.
But Jose Ramirez. Framil Reyes is the only one that's really been putting anything out there lately.
I mean, we talk about scoring runs. I mean, you have to score runs to win, obviously. But but we're talking about the playoffs coming into the playoffs.
Not 1 or 2 runs. You guys score 4 or 5 runs, okay, against these teams. Okay?
But it all matters. They have pitching, and you have to have them going into the playoffs. And if you just get a couple runs and the pitching's good, then you're gonna be okay.
Win a game 3 too.
That's it.
If your pitching staff can hold the other team to 2 to 3 points, that's a good pitching stand. Because you should be able to score more than 3.
When you're in the playoffs, right?
When you're in the playoffs. If you're a playoff team, you're expected to be able to do all of these things. You get leeway in the regular season. We didn't have our full starting lineup in. They had a really good pitcher. The weather was weird. And once we get to the playoffs, excuses go out the window. You show up, or you go home early.
The good teams rise, and the teams that go home.
There's no room for mediocre.
Yeah.
It's time to rise and shine or go home.
It's what it is in baseball.
A lot of those guys have some really comfortable couches, but they don't want to be using them anytime soon.
And like I said, with the Indians' case, I mean, they have good pitching, and that's what you feel good about going in. All you got you can't rely.
You got to give your pitchers protection.
Right.
Give them some runs to work with, so they're not coming out every I gotta strike everybody out, and they get them nervous, and then they start allowing runs.
It's not like the Indians don't have they have a good lineup.
They have a good lineup. They have the team to do it, but they just they can't.
And their bench is pretty loaded. I mean,
let's see.
Yeah, we just have to see.
A week left. I mean, this is the time.
I might be.
You start going.
I might be totally gray haired by next week.
Well, let's go. Terry Francona is going to go out there and be like, "Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, I'm here. Let's do it.
Let's go.
Yeah,
I'm good. Let's go. Come on, let's go win this title.
Yeah.
We've been there. We know we can do it. Half y'all have been there, I should say.
Yeah,
we traded the other half.
But yeah, let's see how it plays out. I mean, baseball players are interesting. You never knew who was going to win going in, so we'll see how it plays out.
Well, I think I know what we go to next. We had the biggest news in months. Huge news.
Huge news.
If you could tell by what Mike and I are wearing, the Big Ten is back, baby. Let's go.
It's back. Aren't you happy?
Yes, I'm happy.
He's so ready for Penn State to lose to Ohio State.
Well, I am too, but I'm just not going to have him back.
I'm going to kick your butt.
At least
State is winning this year.
Knock on wood. I never make any predictions going before, and so now that I said something, it's all going to go the other way.
Penn State's going to come in on Spooky Town and they're going to kick their butt.
Spooky Town?
Yeah, it's going to be Halloween.
You didn't catch
it's going to be the spooky game.
I got it. I just thought Spooky Town was a little weird.
Yeah, Spooky Town.
Spooky Town, USA.
But that's week 2 going into, so that's
it's gonna be early on.
We said last week it'd be an early game.
Right. Last week we were saying, we were waiting for that Big Ten to make the announcement.
It looked like they were going to come back, but
right.
Nothing was confirmed yet.
And then we started having players opting out, and we were like, oh, well.
What the hell?
And now they're opting back in. Ohio State, we talked about last week, they lost Sean Wade, they lost Wyatt Davis. Both those guys opted back in. Pat Freiermuth went, I didn't leave. I don't know what all those
There's a bunch of reports out there saying that he was, but...
He showed up on the Big Ten Network's we're back open for business broadcast, and he went, no, I never left.
And they're still waiting on word about Mike Parsons.
Yeah.
Micah Parsons is where it gets confusing.
Because he was gone a month or two ago.
He was gone a month or two ago, and we don't know if he signed with an agent. Now, I'm not 100% sure on the NCAA's rulings. They may make an exception here, but I know in some cases, if you sign with an agent, it gets rid of your amateur status, meaning you can't rejoin the NCAA. You lose your eligibility once you sign with an agent because that makes you professional.
And I don't know if he has yet, but that's they're saying. It looks like they're just waiting on him to make a decision. It looks like he's eligible.
It sounds like he's eligible, which makes it sound like he didn't officially sign with one yet.
Yeah, it sounds like I was reading earlier. It just seems like they're just waiting because it was saying he's just waiting he doesn't know what he wants to do yet. So it just seems like
and much like we said, it's going to be an 8-game schedule.
Yeah,
8-game schedule. Week 9 is going to be the Big Ten Championship, December 19th. December 20th is the college football playoff bracket reveal. So that all the voting wraps up the night of the Big Ten Championship. Mm-hmm. It's going to be interesting. We see it with the Heisman Award, which is also usually awarded around that time. Or the voting is normally December, like the final week of the season when we do the conference championships. We've seen it hurt the Big Ten before with guys not making the finalists for the Heisman, or some people will cast their votes before that Big Ten Championship game. You don't know what's going to happen.
Who do you guys got going in?
For Big Ten Championship or
the
playoff?
For the playoff.
Ooh,
they're making their decisions.
You know what? They have, but Alabama hasn't played yet. How are we going to know about the SEC when haven't played?
I just got to rant about this for a second.
Just don't say Texas is back, I swear.
No, I am not.
If one more person says Texas is back, I'm going to lose it.
Or Oklahoma State. What's the Oklahoma State train here?
I don't know. They were, 6 wins last year with Chuba Hubbard? They had the best running back in the country and won 6 times. Get that out. No.
Yeah, I got major respect for Lee Corso, but really, you picked Cincinnati to be in the playoffs?
Cincinnati beat Austin Peay 55-20 on Saturday.
That's like every team I've played so far.
The Bearcats. And who picked Texas? It wasn't Kirk.
I don't think
no, Kirk was actually probably the best one.
Yeah.
You had Ohio State, you had Clemson, you had Alabama.
Chris Fowler?
No, it wasn't Chris Fowler.
Maybe it was David Pollock.
David Pollock. Yeah.
Of course it was Pollock.
Yeah.
But do we want to make way too early predictions?
I don't know because I don't know who's like.
Didn't Pat McAfee picked Cincinnati too, but he was just being like stupid.
I mean,
all I want to know before we get too far through there, why is Pitt ranked 21st?
I don't know, but that was a great game.
That teams aren't playing.
That's how you know it's a weird season when Pitt is ranked.
Yeah, when Pitt's ranked,
that's how you know it's too early.
Yeah,
and we're still in preseason.
They only won 21-10 against Syracuse.
Right.
I think they're favored by like 20.
Just wait till they got to play Notre Dame.
Right, they're coming against Notre Dame.
50-0.
I mean, Clemson just went up against the Citadel. Citadel, the first team to hold Clemson scoreless in the second half since like 2015.
How about the punter for the Citadel? They showed the clip on game day where he screwed up the whole punt.
Yeah, that wasn't great.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the real question is who's the favorite for the ACC at the moment? I mean, Notre Dame ranked 7th, just beat South Florida 52-0.
Yeah,
they're showing up. They're saying, "Hey, we here. We joined your city conference."
I like their quarterback. I really like Ian Book.
Ian Book.
I think he's a.
He showed a lot of improvements last year too.
He is underrated. Underrated Heisman. I do think
the favorites haven't played yet.
Well, he's in the conversation though.
Yeah.
I do think that he'll be a first rounder. I think he'd be like a low first round draft pick.
You think that high?
Oh yeah.
Well, we know what happened to the last quarterback that came out of Notre Dame.
Yeah, he went to the Browns.
Deshaun Kaiser.
Yeah.
Stunk up the
Listen
joint.
to me. Listen to this. Okay.
He was the first
Listen. I think Deshaun Kaiser was a great quarterback. He just got the luck of being picked by your team. Okay.
My team.
Yeah, the Browns.
Me? Oh.
If anybody else would have picked him, I think he would have been good.
If he was on any other team, would have been a backup quarterback and never saw the light of day. But the Browns were like, we need somebody now.
They had no coaches, bad organization. Now what they had him under Aaron Rodgers for a couple of years. I don't know where he's at.
And he did absolutely nothing.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
Well, it's Aaron Rodgers. Not going to get much playing time.
But he does get hurt sometimes, so.
Yeah, he got hurt and came back. Dude, I remember that game. He got hurt and he came back and played somebody really good and led him all the way back. Just like what Aaron Rodgers does.
That's what he does.
That's what he
But,
does.
you know, we had the first ranked matchup of the season.
I think it was against the Bears.
We had the first top 25 matchup. The number 12 Miami Hurricanes. Ooh, big news. Tate Martell opted out.
Who cares?
Oh, man. That's going to be a huge hit for that team, you know? He has done so much in college football.
I know, he has.
The man's going to get a PhD instead of eligibility.
Was he somewhere else for Ohio State, or did...
No, he was at he originally had committed to Texas A&M.
I have a good buddy.
Recommitted to Ohio State.
Then he goes to Miami.
Then he played at Ohio State, was redshirted, played 5 games the next season. Then he transferred down to Miami, played 6 games, was awful, got switched to wide receiver. Second game of the season now says, I'm a head out.
I have a good buddy of mine that went to Ohio State and he transferred here and I had class with him. And he said everybody on that Ohio State team, this is the year they got the Big Ten title, a couple years ago. And he's like, everybody on that team's so cool, but there's this one guy that's kind of stood out. But he's still all right. And you know who that guy was?
Tate Martell.
Tate Martell.
He's been all over the place. He put himself in the news.
Yeah.
All these news.
He's like he's like a Colin Kaepernick. He puts himself out there to get attention.
I don't want to compare him to Cap. Cap at least did something with his life.
Yeah,
he made a Super Bowl and got to Super Bowl.
But in that same area.
Tate Martell was chilling out in Vegas, you know, rolling
he's
around.
Like he was like
out there rolling in his parents' Range Rover out in Vegas.
He's like a Johnny Manziel. There you go.
Johnny Manziel at least did something in college, though. Tate Martell has done nothing, and he continues to talk. But like every time he goes to walk the walk, it's like a drunk.
He's nowhere to be found.
It's like a drunk at 3 a.m. trying to find his keys
in
the dark.
You should go play for Blue Mountain State.
In the wrong room.
Martell should go play for Blue Mountain State.
I don't think he'd make that team.
I don't know what team he made. I don't know.
He
could probably make your high school team.
He wouldn't even make the Browns.
I'd hope not.
Browns
considering like 90% of the quarterbacks in college football can't make the Browns.
He'll come in the NFL and say he's changing positions again. Oh, I'm going to be a punter and the Browns will sign him.
No, they got the Scottish Hammer. They're good for punting. Right. But we saw the first matchup. It was a ranked matchup. We got the Miami Hurricanes taking on the Louisville Cardinals. Miami is now up to 12th after their win. They won at 47-34. The Cardinals dropped down to 24. They didn't show up very well.
Like that quarterback from Miami, King.
Yeah, Derek King transferred from University of Houston. He's good. He's
good. He's good. Yeah.
He had 18 for 30 on passing, 325 yards with 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. Then on the ground, he didn't do much.
He was in a Heisman conversation in Houston, but he lost that big game in Tulsa. Tulsa came in and upset him. And I think this is a bounce back year for him.
It wasn't a terrible game for the Cardinals, but they just aren't there.
They just didn't look. They weren't clicking at all.
No, their defense. I mean, they gave them 47 points. That's the story. I mean, your offense put up 34. That's pretty good.
Stop them. But
Miami's up to 12th. I have a feeling here once the Big Ten guys start rejoining the rankings, that's going to go down.
And
because before the season, the Big Ten had 6 ranked teams. That's a big part of the top 25. I mean, that's.
I mean, you had Ohio State, Penn State, Minnesota, Michigan was probably in there. I mean, there's a lot of teams that haven't played yet. The reason why they're at 12. And the thing with Miami, you're always waiting for them to, start out good and have that big game. I mean, that was
the U, baby. The U is back.
We're also going to see Miami versus Florida State this year. Bring back the wide left or wide right.
I mean, they don't have the greatest schedule coming up. They're taking on Florida State next Saturday.
Yeah.
Then after that, they got Clemson. Then Pitt. Virginia. They got Virginia Tech up on the schedule. They got Wake Forest. They got UNC, who's currently ranked 11th. I mean, it's a rough road ahead.
It is.
I wouldn't expect them to get very many wins out of this.
And same with Louisville, probably. I mean, I know they dropped down to 22, you said, or 21?
It's not Louisville, it's Louisville.
You gotta say it like you got a lot of dip in your lips. Louisville. The more mumble, the better.
Louisville.
All right, man. Okay.
Yeah.
Mike, say it.
No, let's keep going.
He doesn't want to say it now.
You
you want to go to Louisville. They got Pitt next week. They got Notre Dame, Florida State, Virginia Tech. A lot of the same teams coming up on the schedule here.
When's Notre Dame play Pitt?
Notre Dame. Let me grab that here. Notre Dame Pitt. That's October 24th.
That'd be good. That'd be a good game. It'd be a good matchup.
It might be.
It might be. I mean, you don't know. Pitt's undefeated.
Pitt's good, but the fact they're ranked.
Yeah.
I mean, they
kinda
have
sad.
good defense. But
I think they're above average.
they are.
I always make fun of people
Syracuse
that
and
like
Austin
Pitt
Peay.
or that go to Pitt because they think that they're the top of the state when everybody knows Penn State is the best
Yeah.
in that state.
It's not even an argument.
No.
But
What, a couple of years ago where Pitt beat Penn State, then the next year Penn State won like 52-7, and then
Penn State was still on the rebuild when they beat them that time.
Yeah.
They still weren't good yet.
yeah, and that's the year they came back and beat Ohio State, and,
That was a good game.
That's-
and almost
what
got
we're
into
going
the playoff.
Yeah.
They won the Big Ten championship.
Should have
that
been
year.
in the playoff. Not gonna
Oh
lie.
yeah,
They should have been, but
they
You
got
beat the Buckeyes. You won the Big Ten.
Yeah.
So
That
I-
the
Big
whole
Ten's
notion
toughest
of two
division-
losses not being able to get
Yeah.
in, it's just
It's
that doesn't make
bullcrap.
sense to me.
Yeah.
right.
But
It
I
was
remember
a weird decision.
Coach Franklin said last year when they beat us, it was like winning the Super Bowl. This year when we beat them,
Pitt, yeah.
it's just like beating Akron. Next week.
Right. You know, it is
That was so
interesting
funny.
talking about rivalries because we got the big one back. The game.
Yeah.
The game. We know that there were some hostile tensions going into the season
Yeah.
before everything was canceled. Ryan Day went out there and said, pardon my language here for a second, we're going to hang 100 on their asses. You know,
That's what you like in rivalry games.
that's what you want.
Yeah.
If Ohio State goes out there and puts up, I mean, we saw them last year put up record numbers, most points against the Michigan defense ever. They go out there and beat that one and then hold Michigan to 14 points?
Yeah.
It'll be a statement. Rivalry? Who dat?
What?
I don't know. I don't think.
Penn State and
Jim
Ohio
Harbaugh's
State.
on the hot seat.
Penn
Oh,
State
definitely.
and Ohio State have a more bigger of a rivalry
The last few years have been.
Yeah, it's
than
been closer.
Michigan. Than Michigan.
And
Penn State only has one victory in those. No, the other was two.
They've been
One, but they've all been close.
They've been one
closer.
point. Besides last year, they were all
Right.
1 point.
I mean, you guys have as many wins as Michigan does this decade against Ohio State, so
Yeah.
actually, I think you might have more.
I don't know. Probably.
Michigan has a win against Ohio State.
We had the one bad season.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Ohio
We
State
had
still won when they went
we
6-6.
Luke Fickle leading the
Even
way.
Luke Fickle beat that team up north.
I just like saying his name. You
Luke
Fickle.
But yeah, I mean, talking about Penn State, they really don't have a rival unless the last couple of years been Ohio State. I mean, I know Ohio State's rival is Michigan, but that's been Penn State.
Ohio
That's
State
also
fans
the-
are enjoying the Penn State rivalry
More
more,
than-
I think.
That's
Michigan,
also
'cause they know they're
the
gonna beat
reason why Cincinnati is going to get in the playoff this year. Because of Luke Fickle. Yeah.
I
Definitely.
wouldn't be surprised
Really?
if they go undefeated. They were in the conversation last year until they lost.
Yeah.
They were up there with UCF.
In
Yeah.
their conference,
I mean,
yeah.
we're not going to see them go to the playoffs because they're not in a Power 5. Granted, I think we need to start rethinking these whole Power 5
I agree.
conferences.
Yeah.
What's the Pac-12 still doing there?
Yeah.
They don't have anybody good. I mean, Oregon's good, but they're only
Oregon's good
for 5
every
years.
few years.
Yeah.
Every 5 years. Washington, they say they're good,
But
and then get like
then it's
35
gonna be
hung up on them
Yeah.
by a Big Ten team in a Rose Bowl and just get some points in garbage time.
They're bad.
Oh, wait, that happened.
They're worse than the ACC because I mean the ACC at least you have Clemson and now Notre Dame.
Yeah.
But, you know they're going to be there.
I
But
think we need to start rethinking these
The
conferences. Let's get some
championship
realignment.
I agree.
The
Why are we still
championship
considering the
game-
Pac-12 up there when the American has more ranked guys?
Yeah.
The championship,
And their teams are
ACC
better.
championship game was like Pitt versus Clemson or Miami versus
Right.
Clemson. And then you get their butts kicked.
I
The
think
Pac-12 was
these-
like Oregon versus Houston. I mean that was a good one, but still.
Yeah.
I think we need to maybe not get rid of Power 5, maybe make it Power 6. Get the Power 6, then we can go talking about 6-game playoff schedules.
Get the American Conference in there. Get the
Right, or 16 playoff schedules.
yeah 6 yeah sorry.
We got anything else?
College football? No, I mean, next week should be exciting. We'll have Kentucky taking on Auburn.
That'd be good.
We're going to see Texas Tech. Everybody loves that
Yeah.
rivalry. That'll be good. We're going to see a lot of SEC teams in action for the first time.
doesn't
Alabama takes on Mizzou. Georgia takes on Arkansas.
Does
We're
the
going to see
Navy
Army
play
Cincinnati.
Cincinnati?
That'll be a good game.
Navy plays Cincinnati.
Army.
plays
Yeah.
Cincinnati.
That's
What about
that
that Navy team coming back?
That was a good one.
Yeah, I like that game.
But I mean, we should have a fairly exciting. We'll have Louisville taking on Pittsburgh. So we'll have 2 top 25 matchups next week. Oh, 3 actually, because of Army Cincy. Questionable top 25 matchup, I'd say. Shit.
What about Alabama, Missouri? That should be a close game.
Alabama's going to drop a Cleveland Steamer on Mizzou.
Yeah.
But that's all I got for college football.
All right.
I mean, we didn't want to make our playoff picks, or is it?
Oh, you want me to play out of
I don't really know because I just.
We haven't seen Alabama. They got a new quarterback.
Let's
I mean,
wait.
We don't know who's starting for Bama yet.
Clemson, you know.
And we haven't seen the Big Ten either.
Right.
That's where I was going to go. I mean, you don't know. I mean, not just because I'm a Penn State fan, but they were always saying before the season. I mean, this looked like on paper one of Penn State's best teams in a long time.
Yeah.
So
But it also looks like one of Ohio State's best
Ohio
teams.
State
That's
too,
what
I was
makes
gonna
this
go
Week 2 matchup insane.
Yeah, I was going to go there. You don't know if Michael Parsons is going to be back. You don't know what's going to happen.
You got one of the best.
You don't know
tight
what
ends.
running back is, what the running game is going to look like for Ohio State.
Yeah,
You know, they got Trey Sermon, who just got his black stripe taken off and warming up and stuff. And they cover the red stripe, the black stripe. Then once you make the team, they rip off the black stripe just for y'all that don't know. Trey Sermon's now on the starting roster, so we don't know who's going to be carrying the load.
The only guarantee you have right now.
Was a
Oklahoma, yeah.
The only guarantee you have right now in the playoff is Clemson.
Pretty much. That's what it's looking like.
I mean, they're going to be there aren't even playing.
Honestly, I really don't see Oklahoma making it. Everybody's saying Oklahoma's going to make it. I mean, their quarterback, what was his name?
Spencer Rattler.
Rattler, yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
He
he's
put up a
good.
great performance, though.
Yeah.
Don't discredit that.
No, I'm not discrediting him at all. But I think they've always been getting hyped that they're gonna make it, and if they do make it, they get killed.
Well, I think this will be a good weekend. Good weekend to tell. They're gonna face Kansas State. Kansas State. They looked all. I mean, they lost Arkansas State. But I mean, this will be facing an actual Big 12 team.
But they're the team that will come out there and upset you, like they beat
Right.
Clemson last year.
It'll be kind of like Purdue doing something against Ohio State or Iowa.
Yeah.
A team like, whoa, where did these guys come from? Just because they got a player that can do something.
Illinois beating Wisconsin. Yeah.
Right, that was
awesome.
So awesome to watch.
That was awesome.
That was crazy.
But the only thing with the playoff, the only guarantee you have right now is Clemson. I mean, in the Big Ten, it's either going to come out of Ohio State or Penn State, which has been the last few years.
Here's
So
the
you don't
question.
count on Michigan.
Here's speaking
Every year you
of
say that.
that. If they go, I'm gonna make a bold prediction here. If they go 11, beat every team 7-0, but if they lose Ohio State, I say it's over. Harbaugh.
It has to be.
They could lose every game, but if they beat Ohio State, he'll keep his job.
I don't think he'll be fired.
They haven't even been good outside of not being Ohio
You don't
State.
think
They've
he'll
been
be fired?
average.
No.
No.
And here's why. Besides the 10 years war with Ohio State, Michigan's never been national championship team.
No.
They've been good.
They're a storied program.
They're a storied program, mainly because of Bo Schembechler and what he did.
Yeah.
With Jim Harbaugh.
with Harbaugh at quarterback,
That's
yeah.
quarterback.
But Jim Harbaugh has put this team on the map nationally. Maybe they don't win their biggest game of the year.
But that's the whole season, though, is playing Ohio State.
He's showing time and time again, though, that he can get it done 11 games out of the year. Why are you going to fire a coach who's going to go do the same thing and probably only win you 8 or 9?
That's the only thing,
what other coaches out there?
That's where I was going to go. With a team like Michigan, you got to find somebody that's better than the guy you're firing.
Right.
And who are they going to find if
no one's going to come to Michigan. Are you kidding me? Nobody wants to face that schedule. Nobody wants that schedule of Penn State, Wisconsin, Ohio State, all in the same year.
Michigan State, even though they're not good, they're sneaky.
Right. Michigan State, it's a rivalry game. Nobody wants to come into Michigan in that weather, in front of that crowd. If you don't show up in front of that crowd, they will let you know.
They're going to let you have it.
They're going to let you have it. They're not going to be happy. Harbaugh's the only one that can take that. Harbaugh knows that. He's been criticized for years. He doesn't care.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't let my quarterbacks eat chicken. I don't care that much. Because chicken's a frightened bird or something. I don't remember what his logic for that was.
Yes, weird.
He's like, chickens are afraid, so my quarterbacks can't eat them. Okay. You do you. You did all right.
Let's move on to the NFL here.
I forgot we had NFL. Yeah, go ahead.
Right.
It's the last topic. All right. So we got a lot of injuries in the NFL this week.
It was like every five minutes yesterday.
Yeah.
I wrote down we're just gonna go talk about the games and whatever injury came up. We're gonna talk.
So we're gonna talk first game on television: the Bengals, the Browns. We saw a good one.
We sure did.
It was a good one.
35-30. The Browns took home the victory, 1-1. First game, battle for Ohio. Browns take the victory.
Saw a lot of good things though from Joe Burrow.
Saw a lot of good things from Odell Beckham too.
Odell, yeah, I was gonna go there.
Odell and Baker looked like they started connecting a little bit. They found each other on that offense.
You got those glimpses, and you hope this time they can just build off of that.
Right.
You're waiting
And then we saw, running. Sounds like the Browns found their offense. They found out what they're good at. We noticed it in the, I believe, second
They've
quarter.
got to run the ball. That's what they're good
In
at.
that second quarter, I think it was, the Browns kept running the football. They were setting up play action, which I believe Matt and I did a show talking about the AFC North. We were talking about the play action is going to be a big part of this. We saw what happened when they ran the play action. They worked very successfully. That's what opened up the shot downfield for Odell Beckham.
Yeah.
Was running the football. Nick Chubb finally 22 carries, 124 yards, 5.6 average, 2 touchdowns. Kareem Hunt right behind him, 10 carries for 86 yards and a touchdown.
I mean, you got Kareem Hunt and Nick Chubb. That's the best tandem in the league. I mean,
Baker
they got to
again.
run.
Baker again. He's had an interception in every game so far.
Who cares?
But
It was that play. Watching it back, it was a bad read.
it's a bad read.
But he was trying to fit it in that hole, and I think a lot of quarterbacks, young quarterbacks,
Pitch like that, you
would have
can
been
live
making
with.
that one.
Right.
That's when I had the guy there. I had to try it. That safety just made a great read on the play.
You just got to give it to him sometimes.
Right.
I mean, sometimes the connection.
Give credit where credit's
they have
due
the
for
right
that
idea.
one.
But,
I don't excuse it. I mean, don't throw an interception in the red zone.
especially against better teams when you're coming in and play. You're going to have to play Baltimore again. You're going to have to play Pittsburgh.
But it's interesting. They had more rushes than passes, which is exactly what we were yelling at them for last week. They did it. They win. Coincidence? I think not.
Yeah.
Then moving over to the Bengals, Joe Mixon was interesting on the ground.
Yeah.
He had some big holes there. Then
16 carries, 46 yards, I think.
yeah, no touchdowns, but it wasn't bad. I think we found out that Joe Burrow really likes throwing the tight ends, considering those were his top 3 wide receivers. Then his 4th wide receiver was Joe Mixon.
Well, outside of receivers, they really don't have a lot of options.
Right.
I mean, I know they have AJ Green, but
I mean, I would hope you have some options when you throw the ball 61 times.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow, 37 for 61, 316 yards, 3 touchdowns.
He looked comfortable doing it.
Right.
I thought there was a lot of good things.
I think people are hyping him up too much, though.
I
After
agree.
this game,
I agree.
one,
Still got a long way to go.
You're facing a terrible Browns secondary.
Yeah.
Half those guys are injured. I think Denzel Ward was covering half the people on the field most of those times. Seems like every play was against him.
I think next week they have an opportunity to win. They're going to come out and play Carson the Bus Wentz, and I think Burrow.
I think it'll be a tough one.
I think
it'll be a tough one.
He has the
Where's it at,
opportunity. It is in.
It is in Philly. Yes.
It is in Philly. I think Burrow has the opportunity to get his first win.
I know.
You think the Eagles are going to blast him?
Not blast them. I think it'll be close. They've generally been close in all these games.
Yeah.
No reason to think he'll get blown out now.
I think he has an opportunity.
I mean, we know this offense can put points up in a hurry. They showed that in that game there.
I think he has.
I mean, scoring 14 points in the 4th quarter of that one.
It's up there. It's up there to get his first win. I think.
I mean, it's potential.
Yeah.
Just like there's potential against the Browns, they just couldn't get it done.
True.
But I think people are hyping up a little too much. That people are like, well, he had 300 passing yards with 3 touchdowns. I hope you have 300 passing yards with 61 attempts. There's a lot of quarterbacks around the league that would have around 450 to 500 with 61 attempts. Yeah. And he was just over 50% on passing. I'm sorry, but most teams, if you're throwing it 61 times, you're aiming for a little bit better than 50% on completions.
Yeah.
I mean, good on him for throwing it 61 times, no interception. Give credit there.
Yeah.
But there were a few passes that should have been picked off. There was one, I believe, went to his tight end, caught right at the goal line. That one should have been picked.
That was Pittsburgh. Fitzpatrick would be in the
right.
The
safety for the Browns, I don't remember who it was just like a yard or two too close to Joe Burrow. If he was 1 or 2 yards back on that run where he was going, that would have been a pick. 100%, we would have seen Joe's pick there. Then let's move on to the second game. We had the Giants taking on the Bears. In this one, we saw a huge blow to the Giants. Saquon Barkley out with a torn ACL.
Done for the season. He's out. I
want to pose this question. Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, go ahead. Oh yeah.
Is he a bust?
Yes.
Second straight season now, out for the season. He had a great rookie year, phenomenal.
I don't think so. Just because he got injured, he's a bust.
I think he's an injury
We've
because
seen
of.
other guys.
I think he's a bust
Look at other
because of
sports.
injuries.
Right, he's not a bust because of his talent. He has the talent, all the talent in
yeah.
the world.
Yeah.
He's a bust because of injuries.
And it's always that ACL.
We know running backs don't last very long in the NFL. They
No.
have
That's
5
why
to
it
6
was hard.
years,
That
and
was-
2 of your 3 are gone.
That's why a lot of people had a hard time with the Giants taking him so high. That's even with the Cowboys
Well,
taking
this
Elliott
is
so
what I
high,
think.
even though it's worked out. But
Right.
Yeah, this is what I think. If Berkeley goes to a different team, you'll have more success. Give him
well,
a
it's
team-
also not
or
all his
build
fault
that
the Giants
line.
stink.
or
Right.
build the lineup and give
The
him.
Giants have no offensive
It's
line.
not.
No.
It's not. I'm not gonna
Put him on a team like the Colts or Dallas that has a good line. By the way, have Elliott. Put what other team? Pittsburgh.
Steelers, yeah, I was going to say
Yeah, I was gonna
Steelers.
say that.
I don't know, I think you guys just need to stick with Benny Snell.
Yeah.
Snell and Connor?
Connor came out. Connor came out and played this week. But let's keep doing it. He didn't. You know what? He doesn't want to lose his job. We said it last week. Benny came out.
When they said Snell and Connor were splitting carries, you think Connor got on the hot seat a little bit? He's like,
Oh.
no. I don't want that happening. You guys need to cut Deontay Johnson.
Okay.
He's a garbage fire.
Let me talk about this for a little bit. He's shown signs of potential.
Butterfingers.
Yeah. Big time. Fumbled it. They recovered it though. Okay. But he definitely needs to step up if he wants to be.
I mean, he was your leading wide receiver in that game.
Yeah. Once he gets the ball, once he starts catching it more, I mean, Jerry Rice, some of the best receivers in this game. Jerry Rice, Antonio Brown had a pretty bad couple seasons. Jerry Rice couldn't catch anything his first couple seasons.
Well, I don't think Deontay Johnson has an issue with catching as much.
Yeah.
It's when they try and hand him the ball.
Yeah.
A handoff is one of the simplest plays in football, and he dropped it.
Well, everybody has their, room of error,
Yeah, but normally that's not on the handoff.
No, some people it's more embarrassing.
He had a bad first half.
Well, I mean, look at Mark Sanchez, fumble and stuff like that. Everybody has their embarrassing moments,
Look at Baker and all those progressive commercials.
There's like 50.
Come on! If he'll go faster with 2 people.
Then he's got the book club. He's like, I brought all this cheese.
Yeah, that's all.
He has his offensive lineman is in that one. Who wants to vote out Amy?
He's had like 50 commercials.
I don't understand it.
Yeah.
It's like most players have to do something before they get commercials. Baker just showed up in Cleveland, and Cleveland was like, he has personality, and he's not a terrible quarterback, and he's not drinking in Vegas on Saturday. guys, we have a quarterback.
That people actually know who he is.
Right. Baker Mayfield, the Heisman winner. See, we have some. He's only been arrested once. He's already beaten Johnny Manziel.
Browns.
Love to hate him, right?
Yeah.
All right, next game we had the Rams and the Eagles, 37-19. Rams dominated this.
How about let's go back to another earlier show where you were saying that the Rams were going to be a 3-13 team, coming out 2-0 now.
All right, they win one more, lose the other 13.
You don't know.
It's still happening, but it's not.
It could still happen, but it's not looking that way.
Okay, so I'm 1 or 2 games off.
They go like 4-12 or
Even if they
5-11.
win 3 more games in the rest of the season, it's not the craziest thing if they start losing.
I
mean, they got the Bills. I mean, they probably went against the Giants and the football team.
Have
And they have the Niners, the Bears.
They beat the Eagles and they beat Dallas.
Dallas isn't looking like a fantastic team. They had a comeback against the Falcons.
They should be. I don't understand their problem.
But what a comeback. I'll talk about that later.
Yeah, but they got lucky.
Yeah.
Your buddy, the Carson Bust Wentz, had 2 picks and no touchdowns in that game, too. Really cost the Eagles.
He's horrible.
The defense for the Rams, I think, is what's winning them right now. Because, I mean, their offense,
They haven't put
it's
up
all
a lot.
right.
They've only put up about 20 against Dallas. Dallas' defense has been struggling, so they could have put up more, but yeah.
I mean, I think it's pretty clear to see that the Eagles are not a good team. They lost to Washington in week 1.
The football team.
Right. Then they lose to the Rams big. I mean, this is the second week they've lost in a row in big ones. I mean, we're going to see against the Bengals.
Yeah.
I mean, I may have to reverse my decision on the Bengals not beating the Eagles.
Yeah.
I mean, we're going to see the comparison between the Bengals and the football team in a few weeks.
Yeah.
That'll be a real thriller, that one.
Real fun to watch.
Then next game moving down, Falcons Cowboys 39-40. Great comeback by them boys.
It was a great comeback, but again, like I said with the week before that, it shouldn't have come down to something like that in the end.
I mean, Matt
Their
Ryan
offense.
put on a show.
They're off. Yeah, he did. Not to discredit them, but
273 yards, 4 touchdowns.
and Dallas finally scored enough points at this for how good their offense is, and we'll have to see if that continues. I mean,
But here's a big thing. I mean, you're throwing the ball 47 times, completed on 34 of them, 450 yards. It's great, too great.
Mhm.
1 passing touchdown.
How about Hayden Hurst?
and Dallas is
They're
pretty pass
balling
happy. They
out.
like to throw
Right.
it.
You got a lot of wide receivers out there. It's like,
Hayden Hurst is he was with the Ravens, right?
Right.
Came to Atlanta.
how's Dak Prescott got 3 rushing touchdowns
Yeah.
in that game?
That's what he's good at.
Why is this offense so confusing to look at statistically?
So I don't
I
understand.
see they put Andy Dalton in that game.
They
for,
did.
for
For a
one
little
play.
bit.
Yeah.
Oh, for one, yeah.
Yeah, for one.
They're just so
Six
We
talented.
had 5 different quarterbacks playing in that game. I just want everybody to
Yeah,
know
yeah.
that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, for you guys, you had Andy Dalton and Chris Jones
Yeah,
take a
Chris
snap
Jones.
in there too. Then for the Falcons, it was Matt Ryan and Russell Gage.
Yeah, Russell Gage. Actually, I think.
It's Russell Gage.
No, actually,
Looks
Russell
like a
Gage.
tight end. He's number 80.
Russell Gage. He was a wide receiver, and he
Mhm.
took the snap, and it was like
Oh,
one of
okay.
those
Yeah.
big plays. Yeah,
Flea flickers or something.
it was a trick.
Yeah. So next game, what do we got?
We got the
There we go.
Panthers taking on the Buccaneers. Buccos did
That
pretty all right. For
Pretty
those of
good.
you in fantasy, I would suggest dropping Gronk.
I did.
I need to as well. Has not been involved in the offense these first 2 weeks at
Yeah.
all. Tom Brady, another interception. Really kind of 23 for 35, 217 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Subpar performance, but Leonard Fournette balled out. 12 carries for 103 yards and 2 touchdowns. I'm sorry, if a guy's averaging 8.6 yards per carry, why do you only run the ball 12 times? What? Nonsense.
Because Tampa has all these weapons, and Brady's, it's all they need was Brady. That's why they get pass happy. But you got to run a game like that. Like we said with the Browns, you got to use it.
Right. It's your best weapon, especially with an aging quarterback. I'm sorry, I don't want my 42-year-old quarterback throwing it 35 times a
Aging,
game.
he's already aged.
Yeah, he's beyond aging now. He's just
Yeah.
old.
He's
just
just there.
old.
I'm
He's just there.
sorry, I don't want my
Hey,
wheelchair quarterback instead of armchair quarterback to wheelchair quarterback.
people come out. Hey, who's that quarterback from Tampa Bay? Oh, that used to be Tom Brady.
He used to be.
Yeah, used to be.
Who's that? Who's that? Who he's throwing to? Oh, that used to be Gronk. Oh,
No, he doesn't throw to Gronk anymore.
Oh yeah, he's fed up with him. Yes, I can.
All right, next game. We had the 49ers taking on the Jets. 49ers took it 31-13.
But big losses.
Yeah.
It was Garoppolo, high ankle sprain, that same high ankle we heard a couple of years ago,
And Joey Bosa.
and Joey Bosa,
And
ACL
Solomon,
torn.
Thompson, I believe, on the
Yeah.
defensive line, too.
ACL torn. We don't know if Bosa will come back this season. Barkley has an ACL torn.
We're going to start having the same conversation we had with Barkley on Bosa.
Yeah.
He had the big injury at Ohio State
Yep.
where he opted out of the rest of the season. First year was great,
Last year was really great.
but there were some injury question marks going into the season. Didn't turn out to be much of anything. Now, second game of his second season, injured again for the whole season. Obviously, ACL's the play wasn't really his fault.
No.
It was bad.
Yeah.
Nasty
bad.
to watch.
Yeah.
And you can see my ACL tear scar here.
Yeah,
it's
but
not
what
a
were
fun
you
recovery.
playing? But what were you
That's not
playing?
important.
Yes, it is.
So, I mean, it was a pretty good game. Ran the ball a lot with Tevin Coleman, 14 there, but only 12 rushing yards. But they had 8 carries for Raheem Mostert. He had 92 yards. Kind of interesting. They kept running the other guy more.
Yeah.
Jets are looking
Like the Jets.
Like the Jets.
not good.
Their plan is crashing.
Probably not the best joke to make considering what 10 days ago was.
Oh, well, you're the one that brought it up.
Talking about a New York team and a jet crashing.
Oh. Not that.
Next game, Broncos Steelers.
Woo!
Steelers looked kind of pathetic.
Hey, their defense
Broncos
looks
almost came
great.
back at the end.
Yeah, because they're
You were facing Jeff Driscoll for half the game. You want to tell me you played good?
You only won by what? How many? You won by
5.
It was 26-21. You beat the Broncos by the same amount. The Browns beat the Bengals.
It's still a win.
Have that same energy for the Browns then.
I will.
Okay. Bet. A 5-point victory over the Broncos.
The defense saved the game.
Well, it sure wasn't Big Ben saving it.
No.
Old man. James Conner, though, finally showed up.
Finally.
16 carries, 106 yards, 6.6 yards per carry and a touchdown. Deontay Johnson, as I said earlier, your leading receiver there.
Yeah.
Chase Claypool was pretty good.
84-yard touchdown.
Yeah. Juju Smith-Schuster looked average. Like I've said before, he's not a number 1 wide receiver.
No. He's still getting more catches. What was it, 7 targets?
7 targets, 48 yards. Interesting to see what they do with him moving forward. It was interesting to see they didn't give the ball to Benny Snell a lot like they said they would.
Mm-hmm.
No, they should have.
Big Ben, though, after his great rushing performance last game, 9 yards, this time only got -2.
Yeah.
He's going to have to turn that around if they want to continue success. I mean, he could also not throw that interception, but...
Yeah. But was another injury in that game. Drew Lock sprained AC joint, missed 2 to 6 weeks after Bud Dupree just came through there. Just
Form up.
Yeah.
it wasn't pretty.
No.
Granted, I don't think any injury is.
No. But I think the main thing here is that their defense was expected for Drew Lock, not Jeff Driscoll. Jeff Driscoll just came out.
Well, that's how it is normally when backup comes in. They're not prepared for him, or as prepared for him.
So next up on the lineup, we have the Jaguars facing the Titans. Titans won by 3, 33-30. Gardner Minshew was looking good, but he had 2 picks. A lot of teams we saw. So last week we saw the quarterbacks taking over.
Mm-hmm.
This week we saw the running backs taking over. A lot of 100-yard performances by a lot of guys. This time, James Robinson, 16 carries, 102 yards, and a touchdown. Titans weren't so hot running it. Derrick Henry had 24 carries, 84 yards, no touchdowns. Ryan Tannehill showed up. He was like, hey, I was worth that massive contract you gave me. 18 for 24, 239 yards, 4 touchdowns. I say that's pretty good. I mean, you get the victory. What are you guys thinking there?
I think that Ryan Tannehill is. A lot of people were saying that.
I think we were saying that last week.
What? There was a one-hit wonder.
Yeah, I think we were saying, God, what a terrible contract that was.
I don't think I didn't say that.
We may not have said it on camera.
I don't know if we talked about it on air, but I just he had a good year.
Then he's kind of proven us wrong.
Right.
Yeah, 100%. I mean that's what you want everybody to do. Is to be able to prove you wrong there.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean he played well last year. Let him go prove it again.
Yeah, I mean he's doing it. Next game up there. Green Bay Packers destroyed the Detroit Lions 42-21.
I was so mad. Adrian Peterson started off great. He was juking and dodging people like he was.
You know who was great this time? Another running back. Aaron Jones, 18 carries, 168 yards, 2 touchdowns. I know fantasy owners were pleased with him.
Yeah, a lot. Good day for him.
Yeah, it was. It was a good day for me, too.
But Adrian Peterson,
I was one of those fantasy owners.
Adrian Peterson, the old man's still out there and doing, he only had 7 carries, 41 yards, but still.
Sounds like they need to hand the ball more often, averaging 5.9 per carry there.
Yeah.
Not bad.
I like how they rotate between Peterson, Kerryon Johnson, and then, DeAndre Swift.
Mm-hmm.
I like that rotation.
You know what I'm liking? Josh Allen so far this season. Next game up, Buffalo Bills 31 over the Dolphins 28.
But still, they still won the game. You could say the same thing about Pittsburgh, Denver. They should have definitely came out. Show each team, but
Take wins any way you get them, I guess.
Don't underestimate too. I was talking to I ran into somebody I knew. He's all decked out in Dolphin stuff. Still have not high hope. And And I'm like, he's like, he was so happy. You know what he said to me? He's like, hey, Tua's going to get a Super Bowl before Lamar Jackson.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a bold statement.
It is
Yeah,
a
played
bold
first.
statement.
Yeah, considering
He
Tua
hasn't
hasn't
played
even
yet.
played.
No.
It looks like he probably sits behind Fitzpatrick on the bench
Yeah.
For this
the
year.
whole season.
Yeah.
And Lamar's one of the favorites to win a Super Bowl this year.
Again,
Yeah.
even though they didn't last year.
I mean, the
It's
Dolphins are
conversation.
0-2.
Yeah.
Ravens are 2-0.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tua to the Super Bowl. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Maybe the Ravens will trade for Tua.
Oh, maybe.
Something like that. I mean,
So
Maybe
you
you'll
want
see
to
Miami and Lamar. It'll be like Steve and Willie Beeman, pretty much.
I don't think they were gonna trade Lamar Jackson for Tua
Maybe.
unless they were getting like $15 billion. Huh? Do I want last year's MVP Madden cover guy or Tua Tagovailoa, the
Miami
injury-prone
would have to
quarterback
sell
from
their whole
Bama?
team to get the one player.
Yeah, the best chance Tua has to make it to Baltimore is if the team moves.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's like moving to Baltimore.
Yeah, that they do. Art Modell's a great owner. Next game up,
Some peace.
the Colts won at 28 to a weird 11 points for the Vikings.
What the heck?
Yeah, repeat that one. Kirk Cousins really balled out. 3 picks in that game, no touchdowns.
No, there's a
The Vikings looked awful.
there's a real bust. Kirk Cousins, man.
Were they calling Kirk Cousins a bust now?
Kirk.
I think it's a little late for that.
No,
I think
no,
he's
I'm
been
just-
a bust.
Oh no, I'm just saying that. No, there's a real buzz. Like everybody. Yeah, you like that? Yeah, not really. So.
He hasn't been awful.
Well,
I mean,
he was
I
good
think
last
he's
year.
been a lot better than a lot of other quarterbacks we've seen in
Yeah,
the NFL.
like Carson Wentz.
They won a playoff game last year. They played decent against the Niners in the divisional round. I mean, he had a good year last year. He's getting better.
Yeah, I mean, the Colts, Phillip Rivers, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, not great, but
I like
Jonathan Taylor, Wisconsin, another Big Ten guy, balled out. 26 carried, 101 yards and 1 touchdown there. Good performance by them, I think. I think. I mean, it seems all right to me.
You're not
I'm
sure.
not gonna lie.
I'm not sure. I think they did good. I think I'm not quite sure about that one. Let me get back to
I
it.
think 28-11. I want to know how. I want to look at the scoring breakdown. How do you get 11
How did they do
points?
What, they get a safety or something?
It looks like they had 3 field goals and maybe a safety. Like they had 8 points in the 4th quarter. Maybe they went for 2 there.
Maybe.
Yeah, it's a little weird.
Weird.
That's-
Yeah. Well, what's the next game?
I don't know.
we talked about,
The Washington football team against the Arizona Cardinals. Football team 15-30. Tough loss there.
Yeah.
But
About,
they looked promising.
But that Cardinals team coming out, man.
Okay, I don't know if you call this a bold prediction, but I think the Cardinals, I don't know if they're going to get as far, but they're...
Cardinals gonna go to the Super Bowl.
No.
Okay.
I think they're this year's version of the 49ers last year.
Oh, do you think?
I don't know if they're going to go to the Super Bowl. I'm not saying that, but I'm just...
Do you think the Niners will get back there?
Not this year.
I don't think
All
so.
the injuries they have, and I don't, it's hard to get back to the Super
It
Bowl.
is. Who's their backup quarterback? Who came in for Jimmy G last
Was it,
Let's see. Let me pull up the game here.
wasn't it Blaine Gabbert?
No, I don't think. I think
No,
Blake
it was
Everett's
Nick
gonna-
Mullins.
Nick
Oh.
Mullins. Okay,
Came out there
yeah.
went 8 for 11, 71 yards and an interception.
Yeah.
Not what they're looking for, but
No.
not the worst for a backup.
No.
Dwayne Haskins looks a lot better than he did last year.
He's getting there.
He's not throwing the picks like he was.
No.
He threw a lot of picks last
Left
year.
and right he was throwing them last year.
Right. You know, I mean, the 1-1 early on the season, tied for the NFC East lead with the boys.
A bad division
Yeah.
that is.
Terrible
Very,
division.
very bad division.
But I think we made that video for, I think Arizona Cardinals were in there. I think I picked them to have 4 or 5
Yeah,
wins
there
on the
was another
season.
low one.
Yeah, they were another low end. I'm
Yeah.
sticking with them. I don't like them. I still don't like them.
You just don't like. Yeah, they're a quarterback.
I'm not his biggest fan. I mean, he was
No,
26 for 38, 286 yards, 1 touchdown.
he's
1
got a lot of
interception.
weapons. I
He
mean,
had
I
2
know.
rushing touchdowns.
He's got a lot of weapons.
I mean, I'll give credit where credit's due. I mean, it wasn't. it was a good performance, especially with the 2 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah.
And
He's got DeAndre with him, and I mean, I know Fitz is old, but Fitz is still
I mean,
productive.
Andy
as a
Isabel is
receiver.
good. Christian Kirk is good.
Yeah.
Kenyon Drake. I liked him ever since he was down in Miami.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was ever bad. I don't know. I'm still not high on the team. I think they need more.
Well, like I said, I don't know how far
more
they're
defensively.
More
Yeah,
defense.
right.
They have the
They held
underrated.
Washington.
Who's the underrated?
15.
Who's the underrated player they have? That linebacker for Arizona. It's pretty good. I forget his name.
I can't remember offhand.
Oh.
But yeah, with the Cardinals, like I was saying, I don't know if they're going to go as far. I'm not saying that, but I think they're sneaky because nobody expected the 49ers.
They beat the Niners last week.
Nobody expected the Niners to go to the Super Bowl last year.
I don't know.
But yeah, I don't know.
We're gonna have to see.
Yeah.
It's still early on.
Their offense is not. I mean, like you said, they need to get a little more defensively, but they have a good offense. They needed a receiver and they went and got a stud
Right.
for literally nothing. But
then I'm thinking this was the matchup of the week. We had the Ravens, the Texans, 33-16. Ravens blew them out.
Yeah. Pittsburgh's got to play the Texans next week, and I think if Pittsburgh blows them out, then maybe we'll, have a little high hope.
you need to see.
You need to see Pittsburgh. You need to see Pittsburgh do the same result as Baltimore is doing right now.
Yeah, you got to keep.
I think that's important.
Right.
So
keep pace with them in the division.
Yeah.
I mean, this was a defensive football game, though. I mean, the offense for the Ravens only had two touchdowns, and they had 33 points. There's your storyline right there.
Yeah,
defense wins championships.
Yeah.
Defense scoring points for you.
I mean, then on the other hand, the offense for the Texans wasn't good.
No.
At
Well,
all.
you
They
traded
didn't
away
have a
their
running
number
game.
one receiver.
Yeah, they had a good offense, but they got rid of it.
You
Right.
traded away your number one receiver, DeAndre Hopkins, for what? How old is he? 39.
Johnson, yeah.
39.
David Johnson did great week one.
I'll be quiet. They still lost.
Oh yeah, but he played all
Say it
right.
every year. Oh, he has a good first game. Then
Do you want the speedy DeAndre Hopkins, or do you want the wheelchair-bound old man Johnson?
I mean, like I said, they have a good offense.
What kind of wheelchair?
Young running back.
Okay, next game we have the Kansas City Chiefs.
This game
taking on
was
Los
a
Angeles
thriller.
Chargers. This one went to overtime. Chiefs won at 23-20.
I know Chiefs won, but man, that Chargers team, I really liked. Was it Justin Herbert?
Justin Herbert. They're not that far away.
No.
22
They're-
for
there's
33,
another
311 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception.
There was another
Not
injury.
bad.
Tyrod Taylor, he went down with like a chest or something.
Yeah, he injured his chest in warm-ups before the game. Probably just stretched it too far on a throw or something.
Yeah.
He'll be back
Probably
sooner
be
rather
too
than
major,
later.
right?
He'll probably miss 1 to 2 weeks if I had to guess.
Okay.
But it seemed like defense told the story once again this week. It seemed like defenses and running the ball. That's where storyline
That
week
was
one
the theme of the week,
quarterbacks. This team this
week.
week has been defense and rushing. If you can run the ball and if you had the defense, you were winning
You're
this
looking
week.
pretty good.
Right.
And another injury we missed. Carolina Christian McCaffrey also.
That's a huge one.
That's a big
ankle
one, yeah.
injury. And also Courtland Sutton for Denver.
For
also
Denver,
went
yeah.
down, the wide receiver.
Some key
But
injuries.
there's like a total of 18 injuries. I don't know.
There was a
necessarily
lot
There
of
was
injuries.
quite a few.
I think every time I looked down at my phone on Sunday, there was another injury that popped up.
There was piling up. There was a lot of injuries just yesterday.
How about this game now? Next one.
Oh
New
God,
England
I watched this
Patriots,
whole
Seattle
game.
Seahawks.
I watched
30 to
this whole
35. Seahawks took the victory.
Mike, did you watch it?
I did, especially the end of it.
Oh my
5
God.
touchdowns by Russell Wilson.
All
He
right.
had 1 pick, but
You
5
watched it?
touchdowns. I did not. No.
Okay, so Mike, that final drive. First of all, how about Cam Newton getting New England back into this game? I know they lost, but 5 minutes ago they were down 2 scores.
Right, because then Seattle scored
Yeah.
and New England came back and scored
Yeah.
and got the ball back and
Yeah,
drove
Yeah.
down the end. But I don't know if I
he
agree
went.
with the call.
Cam Newton, what 97 yards to the 2-yard line, I think.
It was something like that, yeah.
Yeah. Who the heck does that remind you of? Tom Brady.
Tom Brady.
Okay, doesn't matter who Tom Brady. It doesn't matter what quarterback he has. He can make him into the next Tom Brady.
Bill Belichick.
Okay, Bill Belichick.
Yeah.
Like I said
Although
before,
Cam Newton's added something else. He had 2 rushing touchdowns.
2
for
rushing
that game.
touchdowns. What's that?
Brady never did that.
Brady never
Brady
did
didn't
that.
have 47 rushing
Yeah,
yards in a game.
I think Belichick has put Cam under more control of his passing and his game.
Well, to your point,
Cam
man.
was
And
kind of
Edelman
that.
showed up. Edelman
Yeah,
showed up.
Edelman
Huge.
was big.
8 receptions, 179 yards.
To your
Yeah.
point, Matt. I mean,
I'm not.
I had a
he's
good
just
day
like,
in fantasy.
he's
Yeah,
just
that's
like,
all I'm saying.
he's just like, I'm not old.
Right.
but your thing with Belichick, like they, especially Cam Newton, they've never had a weapon like he is.
No.
They've never had a mobile quarterback like him. At least
Belichick finds the weapon in everybody. He's like, I'm going to use you this way, I'm going to use you that way. You know, he finds the most lethal way.
I mean, he knows
the
what's.
person.
I mean,
knows.
he's faced Cam Newton before.
Yeah.
He knows what Cam can do.
He
He
knows what
faced
he
him in
has.
that MVP season he had.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He knows what Cam's good at. There's plenty of film to go find out. And you know Billy B is going to go do that.
Yeah.
So he looks
Oh,
he
yeah.
went like, what can he do? All right,
Maybe
let's
he'll
do
go
it.
scout a guy from, I don't know, Arizona, Arkansas State or something, some low-level
smaller
team.
school.
Right,
Yeah.
he'll go to Liberty University and
Yeah.
check somebody out in the rain or something.
Yeah.
While the NFL Combine's going on. It's like, Combine, I'll just watch the clips on TV later.
Yeah.
Why do I need to be there? I can see it all.
You can just rewatch it. Yeah.
All right, final game of the week tonight,
Raiders.
Monday.
You
Raiders.
got the Vegas
Saints.
Raiders versus the New Orleans Saints.
And Raiders open up the new stadium tonight too.
Yeah.
In
Yeah,
I'm
Vegas.
gonna watch
interesting
this
to
game.
look.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
watch this game.
Well, I would hope so. It's the only
I hope
game
so.
on.
I hope so. Is there hockey? Oh wait, oh no. My dad's gonna put hockey on. I have to watch it on Hulu. Hulu live sports, thank God.
Hey, did you know Hulu has live sports?
Yeah, Hulu has Mike. Hulu has live sports.
I didn't know that.
Man, if only we were getting paid to say that.
Yeah. Oh, hey, Hulu has live sports. You can put my head on and skin your body.
Yeah, people like that commercial with
Yeah.
Baker and
Mayfield
Saquon.
And Saquon.
That was funny.
I bet Saquon wants that body now. That one doesn't have a 28 CL.
It's healthy, at least.
It's healthy.
All right, what are you looking for tonight, Saints Raiders games?
Breeze is gonna come.
A lot of
They're in
sport
Vegas. Breeze is gonna come into Vegas. He'll probably go to the casino machines before the game. Get a couple extra million.
Um,
I'm hoping Will
Wouldn't
Lutz
that be
comes
so
up
funny
clutch.
if you walk into Vegas and you see Drew Brees in there? Yeah, I won.
That'd
What?
be hilarious.
That would be hilarious.
that'd
I
be
would
just awesome.
lose my mind.
You really would.
Probably. I
We all
mean, who
would.
wouldn't? It's Drew Brees.
It's Drew Brees, come on now.
That shit.
I mean, it should be good. I'm hoping Will Lutz comes up clutch because I really want to
Yeah.
beat you this week
Yeah,
in fantasy.
no,
I'm
no
down by
thank you.
8 points. All I need is
No.
Will Lutz to kick a few extra points.
No,
Give me them points.
no.
Come on, Will Lutz.
Breeze will score every touchdown. And then your
Is
kicker will
it going to
miss
be clutch Lutz or Lutz the Klutz?
Yeah, less than close.
Who knows? You're going to have to find
Let's see
out.
what- see
I'm
what
trying.
happens
I'm trying to win both my matchups and
Go,
fantasies this
I
week.
like Gruden and Carr here. Let's see if they can get on the train. Get
See
on
if
the
they get
win-win
things going
train.
here, yeah.
All right, Matt. I think it's time for you to hand out an award.
All right, meathead.
believe.
Oh, go ahead. Do your little thing.
Meathead of the week.
Okay, so usually I don't give it out to fans, or usually I give it out to players.
This time we're going to make an exception.
Yeah, a Boston Red Sox fan broke into the game versus the Yankees Red Sox game yesterday, and he was starting to jump on the black tarp where that batter's eye
Batter's eye,
is.
yeah.
He was throwing stuff on the field. I think he was throwing a Nerf ball on the field that I saw. The priest wrestled him down and took his butt out of there. But here's the real question: he is solely the meathead of the week, but I think I'm gonna also include the whole Red Sox organization and the security of in this award, because excuse my language, how the hell do you let that guy in? This is like
How
one
do
of
you
the
get up on top of the green monster?
yeah, especially on top of the Green Monster.
The guy just climbs in like
Yeah.
Spider-Man.
I don't understand that.
Obviously, this guy's drunk too. He's moving a lot slower, and you don't catch him. You guys
Then what-
are meatheads. That's what you guys are.
Looks like he started throwing hats onto the field too.
Yeah.
It was like, he was just
Stuff.
pulling things
They
out
had
of his shirt and
the-
throwing it. Like what?
They
What was
had
this
the
dude
Boston.
doing?
They had the Boston bad boy out there and getting all the crap that he was throwing off the field. That's so funny.
I don't know how he got up there. I just don't understand.
I don't know how he got up there. I
I really
don't know how
want-
he didn't fall over and kill himself.
Right.
I really want the
Then you
security
have
camera
a-
footage of him just climbing all
Then-
over the Boston Stadium.
Yeah,
Then you would
top.
have a lawsuit on your hands.
Here,
Because
this almost becomes more of a legal
Yeah,
issue
a legal
than,
issue.
than just a meathead
Oh,
of
yeah.
the week.
yeah.
Because, I mean, he has no business being
But-
in there, obviously, with no fans.
Yeah, this guy, whoever you are, you're a meathead and Boston Red Sox organization. You had one job. There's no
We
fans.
literally had one job, was
Yeah.
to keep the fans
Make sure
out
guys
of the
climb
stadium.
over a 30-foot
Yeah.
wall.
Yeah. Dear God.
All right, I think we have one more thing. One more thing on the agenda. Game of the week. Game of the week. Boston Celtics, Miami Heat. Game 4.
Game 4.
Game 4. It's at 8:30 Wednesday, September 23rd. It should be a good one. This one decides the series, basically.
Pretty much.
Celtics win it, we're talking about a completely different ball game. The Heat win it, pack your bags, Boston. You're going home soon.
Yeah.
You're going home to that green monster.
Yeah. Definitely climb up.
All right, that is going to wrap up the show for Hear Us today. As always, I'm Alek Koberna.
And I'm Matt Morrison.
I'm Mike Wolfgang.
Make sure to check us out on all places where you can check us out at Casual Sports Report.
By the way, Alek, we're also calling the Liberty game this weekend.
Yeah, we got Liberty once again. We got Liberty taking on LeBray. It's in LeBray. Make sure to check that out on ysonline.com if you want to listen to us.
And who doesn't want to listen to us? I mean, we're like the talk of YSN right now.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not wanting to toot my own horn, but toot, let's go!
Let's go!
All right, that's going to
See you
do it
next
here.
time.
Stay safe, stay healthy. Watch some sports. We got more. It's going to be a busy week. We got 1 week left of baseball.
Got a lot going on.
Only like a week left of hockey. A week until the NBA finals.
Mhm.
College football's getting crazier in another week.
Yep.
Stay tuned. We got more.
We'll see ya.
See ya.